and Director at Thai India Foundation.
Next up, we have Mr. Sushil Sharma, the visionary founder and CEO of Marwari Catalyst Ventures.
So, are you ready to see an empire built brick by brick right in front of us, that too in 5 minutes?
A little disclaimer before we start. The deals made during this event are soft commitments and are subject to further diligence and negotiation between the parties involved. Neither the organizers nor the participants are legally bound by any verbal or informal agreements made during the event. Please ensure all final agreements are formalized through appropriate legal documentation.
So let's begin with the first startup of the day, Cargo FL. This is a technical startup whose co-founders, Mr. Dipesh Kurupat and Mr. Wasim Khan, aim to provide a seamless logistic delivery experience.
Slide. Yeah, hi everyone. Good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Guys? There's some problem with the PPT. Okay, I think it's going forward but not backward. Okay, yeah, hi, good morning panel. Good morning audience. This is Dipesh. I am the co-founder and CEO for Cargo FL. We are a supply chain tech company. We are building an AI agentic workflow platform for supply chain and logistics. We are not a marketplace, we are not an aggregator, and we are not a logistics company. We are a pure software play. We are a pure B2B software for supply chain and logistics. So today we have 27 large enterprise clients. If you look at the clientele, we have the Puma, the Decathlon, Westside, Zudio, Landmark, Star Bazaar, Star Market, all the retail clients with us, all major retail. We are also operating in the pharma sector. We have Alchem, Biomero, which is a French pharma company, and then we have JB Pharma also. And then we also operate in the manufacturing segment where we have Schaeffler, Knorr-Bremse, ThyssenKrupp, and all those companies. Right? So what we do, we go to these enterprises, we help them digitize, automate, and optimize their supply chain. Right? So all the B2B movements from the factory to warehouse, warehouse to distribution centers is all what we automate, and we help them achieve significant ROI in terms of their investment. So that's what we do. We are now expanding to Puma. We are expanding, through Puma, we are expanding to Australia. Through Schaeffler, we are expanding to Malaysia and US. And through Decathlon, we are now getting into the UK market. Right? So that's where we are. We are $500,000 in revenue now. So this is the team. You can see me. I have 22 years of experience. I'm ex-Accenture, ex-Bank of America, was in US for 10 years, came back to India in 2017 and started this company. My friend Wasim is the co-founder. He has 15 plus years of logistics experience. He comes with a logistics background. His family business was into logistics. He also worked with Prasanna Cargo, DNX, and MEC Express kind of companies. Deepika is heading my sales. Dilesh, Anant, and Rajesh are my advisors. On the next slide. Yeah. So this is the problem statement and the solution. If you look at supply chain, it's highly, highly distributed. There are multiple players who are there in that ecosystem. So we provide a cloud platform through which enterprises can onboard all their stakeholders and they can help them collaborate efficiently. What it means is, if you think about Puma, right, they're procuring a lot of things from China, Vietnam, and all those countries. So what they have to do, they have to add them onto our platform, and when they're assigning them a purchase order, they can do it through our platform, and their suppliers can collaborate with them through our platform, right? Same with Puma's customers. All the 1,000 plus Puma's customers are today onboarded onto our platform, and they collaborate with Puma through our platform. So they can track the shipment, they can check when it will be delivered, they can track what is being delivered, who is handling the shipment. All those things can be handled on our platform. So it's a complete cloud-based platform that we have. So some problem with my slide team. So, okay. So we also have an AI product. We call it AI Box. So this is something which we launched last year. So AI Box is a set of vertical AI for supply chain tools, right? So there are 14 tools that we have identified. This list came out after our discussion with our clients, right? So this is what we're working on, and we are giving it to our enterprises. Okay, so the way the platform is structured is into multiple layers. And we give the execution layer first, then we give track and trace, then we give the mobile app, the integration, and then we give the optimization layer. So there are multiple ways in which we deliver the product to our enterprise customers. So in the interest of time, this is a beautiful market that we have in terms of supply chain, AI, and the TMS. Let me just get you to my traction slide. So we have good competition in this space. We compete with both legacy kind of companies like SAP, Oracle, and we also compete with startups like Shipsy and Pando. Okay, so we have been revenue positive in last 2 financial years. This financial year also we'll be revenue positive. Like you can see, my EBITDA has been 7% and 3% in last 2 financial years, right? So we have raised 1.7 crore in the past. And with 1.7 crore raise, we have got to a revenue of 5 crore, right? And just last month, we closed a 6.5 crore round raise with the investor UNest. And now we have a 2 crore pending round, right? So the initial round was planned for 8.75 crore. We raised the 6.75 last month and closed it. So this 2 crore is what we want to close in next 3 to 6 months. So that's where we are. Yeah, so over to you for questions.
Hello.
Yeah.
You said vertical AI solution. What is the element of AI here, right? Is it orchestration, storage optimization? Because cloud and ERP, there's so many platforms are already doing it.
Right.
So what is the core AI product here?
So it's basically this tool understands the supply chain context, right? So that's the verticalness in it. For example, in supply chain, there are concepts like manifest, LHS. So a group of manifest becomes an LHS. So these things are not understood by the horizontal products like the OpenAI, Gemini, Brad, and all those tools.
I mean to say the solution, right? Are you doing storage? Are you doing optimization? Are you doing, like, what is the problem you're solving through AI?
Optimization. Yeah, not storage, optimization.
Optimization.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how
So it's
do
an
you do
application
it?
level.
So is it like automation?
It's an automation and application. So it can be automation at a documentation level, it can be at operations level, it can be accounting or invoicing level, but basically optimization through the automation process, through AI. Yeah, and that's the verticalness that we bring in.
You've
right?
just started it.
So we have launched in one client is go live. One of the large enterprises already live from last 2 months. There's one client coming up in US, one in Dubai, and one more in India.
The rest of the revenue is all monthly.
Yeah, it's a complete recurring revenue that we have put there. Yeah, it's complete.
That is all cloud and ERP.
It's all cloud and ERP. And with this new client that we have launched, they are also giving a good contribution from a revenue perspective. So that's our first entry into AI. Yeah. So AI is something that's coming up very good now in supply chain.
You said your revenue is $500,000, right?
$500,000, yeah.
And you say you are EBITDA positive.
We are EBITDA, yeah. So last year,
and with the team of 52 people, I don't feel it is.
No, we are EBITDA positive.
What's your
So
monthly cost to you?
So see, my MRR is between 35 lakhs to 40 lakhs. So that's my MRR because we are already $500,000. And throughout the year, I mean, net, we are EBITDA positive, but we have a cash flow burn. The cash flow burn is 5 to 6 lakhs. So this is a cash flow burn. Net year when you take up, right? Because you have other revenue sources, like you have one-time revenue also coming in. So as a company, you are EBITDA positive, but the cash flow burn is negative, 5 to 6 lakhs rupees per month.
Nationally not profitable, but overall.
Overall profitable, yes, exactly.
That means you must be using your fundraise into a cash. Yeah.
See, the goal for this particular fundraiser is we want to raise 8 point.
And where are you operating from? Pune?
From Pune, yeah.
So what's the average salary here? Because 52 people average salary, that too with technology, with marketing, with
1 to
the
1.5 lakhs.
cloud. So 1 to 1.5. So this is itself is a high cost.
No, 1 to 1.5 lakhs from an IT. So we are a combination of operations team as well as IT team, right? It's not all IT. हाँ, तो हम लोग operations भी support करते हैं. जैसे हमने software देने के बाद you have to train them, you have to build SOPs, you have to build training manuals, product manuals. So उसमें हमारा operations cost कम हो
And
जाता
where
है.
do you find the exit in the startup?
So we already had an exit offer last year. There was a startup in US. They wanted to acquire us. So there are multiple options. Number one, the large startups they can acquire us. Number two, we can be acquired by DHL, FedEx kind of companies, right? Number three, enterprises can acquire us, like the Puma, the Decathlon, they can acquire us. And number four is our IPO that we're planning.
You already diluted 40% equity so far.
Yeah.
And, do you plan to do next round or bigger rounds further?
Yes, in next 18 to 24 months.
Isn't it too much of dilution already at this stage?
See, basically, we are revenue focused at this point. Our goal is to get good investors. So we got now UNS, right? So UNS is a good investor. So we are working with them
Series A,
strategically.
you will dilute another 20%, you will be left with not even half of the company.
I understand, but it's all about building value in our company, right? Yeah, and we need funds for our growth. So we need to look from that perspective rather than, instead of looking at the dilution now, I think we have to look at value creation and how you build the value on that percentage. But I do understand. I'm talking to one investor and they are looking at the buyback options. So those things we can work it out.
My suggestion, bring it back to like at least 70 on your control. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah, it's tough.
Hi.
It's tough. Yeah, hi.
So I think you've pitched to us before, na? I think you
Yeah,
and
Bhavna, yeah, I know Neeraj.
Yes.
Yeah, I met him last year, and somehow that didn't happen.
So I've seen
हाँ,
your
you know,
काफी
yeah, I'm in
detail
touch.
में we've gone
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the
yeah.
business. So अभी मुझे बताओ, just tell me the difference from when you pitched to us till now. What is, change in revenue? What has changed fundamentally?
So fundamentally हमने क्या किया last year when we were here, we were working in 2 verticals. Now we have 4 verticals. तो पहला vertical है एक तो enterprise focus जो हमारा है, दूसरा एक तो AI है. So that is something new. We are also launching a government vertical. So the PMPML today, the Pune Road Transport runs on Cargo FL, right? So they use our software from last 3 years. So we are getting inquiries from Pune Municipal Corporation, Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation. So we are giving fleet management to all the municipal corporations. So that's a new thing that we have launched altogether. That itself can take us to multi-crore revenues in next 2 to 3 years. So that's something which we're betting on. So I am focused on enterprise and AI. My co-founder Wasim is focused on the government vertical. Then I have Deepika who's heading my sales. So she's focused on the domestic vertical, right? So that has changed.
How much runway is left with you?
We have 6 to 8 months.
And so ever since you've introduced this AI as a vertical, can you tell me just the deployment that you've done on that?
Right. So we are charging a large enterprise 2.5 lakhs rupees per month on the AI. So that's the first customer that we have got. So as we add more enterprise customers, I think that AI revenue in India will grow. But the inflection point is when you get one customer in US from an AI perspective. So I'm talking actively to one customer in US at this point. So we have onboarded head of sales of a very large enterprise he's investing in this round. So he's helping us drive the sales strategy in US for AI. Because that's the AI digital transformation is where we want to focus on.
I was about to say that because we are also a US India fund enterprise SaaS. So would love to see the demo of the vertical AI solution and then I can tell you.
Definitely, yeah. So we are very deep now in AI. So we have a different vertical altogether. Yeah.
Just last question.
Please.
From the amount that you're raising, how much will you deploy in each vertical that you're running right now?
Yeah, good question. So 50% will go into AI and 25% will go into my existing TMS product and the remaining 25 will go into my government client. By the way, we already had the fund remittance. So our runway is better now. Just last month, we finished our fund remittance. 6.75, yeah.
What percentage is the government business?
25. Yeah. 25. So the government में क्या advantage है कि we already have the software. हमें operational जो capabilities हैं, वो इंक्रीज करनी है. एंड ऑल्सो HPCL इज माई इन्वेस्टर. तो हम लोग गवर्नमेंट और HPCL में वी वांट टू रन ए वर्टिकल ऑल टुगेदर. Was a lot of supply chain opportunities in government and HPCL. That's something new which we are trying. So we raised at a post-money valuation of 40 crore, so pre-money valuation of 32. Good. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just say one thing. Guys, because COEP's students are also here, we are looking for good interns and trainees from an engineering perspective to join us. So you can find me on LinkedIn, right? So we have a lot of AI use cases and AI work coming up in our company, right? So if you are interested in working on real AI use cases, please directly DM me. Don't email me, please. It goes off. Just DM me on LinkedIn, and I'll ensure that I respond to you, and I'll have an interview schedule with you guys. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thanks all.
Loss. While that startup wasn't able to bag an investment today, can we just give a round of applause for that hard work?
Now we have another technical startup, Asterix, founded by Mr. Prateek Karthikeyan, who will be pitching here today, and Mr. Garv Sultania. Their vision is to harness blockchain technology to transform the ticketing industry. So let's welcome them.
Hi, my name is Prateek, and I'm pleased to present Asterix. At Asterix, we aim to transform the live event and fan engagement industry across India. We do this in 3 ways. The first is via a unique ticketing protocol that is scalping proof, has an inbuilt resale market, and prevents bots. The second is to brands grow and engage their audience more, but also enhance their own businesses. And the third is via tribes. Tribes are basically interactive communities wherein creators and brands can engage with their audiences and reward them for their continued loyalty. But before that, the reason we started this, or rather the structural problems that we wanted to solve in the market, were threefold. The first was the lack of a unique identity. That is, because of widespread ticket scalping, fraud, and bots, as we saw with the recent Diljit Dosanjh and Coldplay concerts, because of the lack of linkage between a person and their ticket. The second is creator fan engagement remains completely stagnant. The first we solve via creating identity-driven ticketing by adding blockchain as a layer of security. The second structural issue is the lack of transparency, in that firstly, there is no data transparency between organizers and the actual ticket holders. That is, organizers today using current ticketing platforms just do not know who their audience is because ticketing platforms do not give them this insight. And the second is the lack of a structured and secure resale market. Oftentimes, you see whenever an individual wants to resell their ticket or buy resold tickets, they have to go on social media and try to buy tickets, but there is no surety whether these tickets are genuine, and oftentimes they're sold at a massively inflated price. We solve both of these issues by creating an inbuilt resale market wherein tickets are stored on blockchain, so you're guaranteed of their authenticity, and also data analytics give creators and organizers better insight into their actual audience. The third is more of a larger issue that we developed a thesis for over time. The third is the lack of long-term growth. In that currently in status quo, communities around a particular creator, whether they be a music artist or whether they be a painter or whatever you have it, or a particular brand, are fragmented across various social media channels. You'll have your YouTube content on YouTube, you'll have your music on Spotify, you'll have your actual community engagement on Discord and whatever other platforms you can sort of think about. We think that's an issue, and you need a centralized market to sort of engage your audience and also give them content at the same time and an ability to monetize them. And of course, that leads to, since you have a fragmented community, this leads to inconsistent revenue streams because you're always paying this ping pong match of sending them from one platform to another, to another, to another. We changed this using Asterix tribes, wherein you have communities created on platform, wherein you have the upper funnel of ticketing, which leads them eventually to the content that you sell them, and to have engaged communities where your own fans continuously talk to each other, but also earn rewards and the opportunity to directly talk to the creator themselves. Right. So we launched in April, and since then, we've had the opportunity to work with renowned brands like Rolling Stone India, Sony Music, Algorand, Extra Butter New York, and so on. We've crossed over 30,000 users. It's closing in on 35,000. We've crossed 12 lakhs in total transacted value on platform and are touching 10 million social media impressions. And we also had the opportunity to partner with over 40 organizers across Indian cities: Delhi, Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Bangalore, Pune, and Bombay, of course. With that in mind, what we're focusing on is growing and broadening the kind of events that we do in Status Quo, because we predominantly went into the live music market first, because that's where we had prior existing connections. We want to broaden that into sports, broaden that into stand-up comedy and those sort of things, and over time continue to deepen our engagement with a particular focus on tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and then of course over time add new features such as the B2B discovery market, as well as SDKs that not only enable organizers to list our Asterix tickets on their own platform without ever having to send their customers away from their own platform. In terms of comparisons in Status Quo, sure, there are ticketing platforms, but they just do ticketing. Virtually all our competitors in Status Quo are identical from a tech POV, as well as if you look at community engagement, whether it be a Patreon or a Twitch, they haven't really gained solvency in India due to a wide variety of regulatory issues as well as other issues. We bridge that gap by offering the best of both worlds with high community engagement and the ability to monetize content, but also ticketing, which acts as the top of the funnel. In terms of how we make money through booking fees, commissions, and of course platform fee over time. And yeah, that's the only thing that's not cooperating is the slides. But yeah, that's our pitch.
Can you talk a little more about your tech stack? Like
Sure.
blockchain on what? Solana?
Sure. So currently we're building the blockchain that we use is Algorand. But the way we utilize, and we can actually shift between blockchains fairly easily. We can go multi-chain very easily, but we started off using Algorand because Algorand gave us a lot of support initially. But we can go multi-chain fairly easily, but the user experience on our platform is completely Web 2. Nobody actually knows that they're interacting with the blockchain. You come onto a platform, you don't link a wallet, none of that. You come on, you pay, you create an account using Google or email ID or WhatsApp, and then you pay using UPI, debit card, credit card. Nobody knows they're interacting with the blockchain at any point in time. It just makes the entire user experience significantly smoother, because what we recognized was the moment you add stuff like wallets and you link your MetaMask and those kinds of things, the average user gets scared and your ability to create a mass product is completely gone. So that's how the tech stack operates. In terms of how Tribes operates, we also have all the interactions stored on the blockchain, and we're eventually transitioning our entire backend onto the blockchain in order to reduce backend costs, but also increase the amount of transactions that happen. So most of the backend right now is currently on blockchain, and we're in the process of migrating like 100% to it.
So you've seen some traction?
Yeah.
Right now?
So we crossed over 30,000 users.
Not users in terms of
In terms of revenue.
Yeah.
In terms of revenue, sir, we've crossed over 13 lakhs in total transacted value. Of course, since we're a platform business, margins are low. We make about 10% on that. But of course, we launched with ticketing initially just to get our product out there, get continuous feedback, and we got all of that feedback in at a rapid pace, and we're continuously iterating.
What kind of ticketing? Can you help me understand the segmentation?
So ticketing right now, we just focus predominantly on live music, live event music events surrounding music artists and that sort of thing. So going out on weekends, that kind of thing. But of course, we ended up doing one digital collectible campaign with Rolling Stone India featuring some of the biggest artists in India like King, Anuv Jain, Charidavari. So that was just selling digital collectibles in which kind of acted like a raffle prize, wherein they purchased them, they stood a chance to win a personalized reward. So that was one side of it. And of course, we did one corporate corporate conference as well, but that was for Algorand.
So is your right to win vis-a-vis the Book My Shows, or even if Zomato decides to launch their platform, right? What's the stickiness over here in the long term?
So I think the stickiness is threefold. The first is right now is the larger players. We were also kind of hesitant when Zomato wanted to launch their ticketing platform, but what they were doing was identical to Book My Show. Book My Show no longer has solvency with medium to small organizers, but they form the bread and butter of the live event industry simply because they give no data to them. Their commission structure is absurdly high. It ranges, I've heard, as high as 26 to 28%. And the widespread scalping and bots that currently happens with these platforms means that customer trust has gone to nearly zero. Like they said, Coldplay tickets were sold out, but suddenly like there are more Coldplay tickets on sale in Bombay. So we think these three things, in addition to our ability over in our additions in terms of tech offering blockchain ticketing, wherein if you resale tickets, a person resells ticket on platform, they only get the money they put in back. But the additional revenue off of that, say a 1,000 rupee ticket I'm reselling, but the resale price the organizer has set at 2,000, the additional 1,000 rupees goes to the organizer. So we've built this entire platform with the mindset that we need to empower organizers and creators more, but our competitors have never structured themselves in that mechanism at all. So that's precisely why even in the US, a small company like Posh was able to push Ticketmaster, which is 15, 20 times bigger than a Book My Show. And Posh did it, so we are also replicating the same thing. And it's been done in India as well. Sort My Scene was able to very quickly grapple market share by just offering slightly better commission structure. We have significantly larger moat than them in terms of technology and the other things I spoke of.
Thank you.
Also works as B2B2C.
Sorry, sir?
This also works as B2B2C.
Of course, sir. So we appear to be very user-focused, and gain most of our revenue from users. But what actually happens is that we predominantly approach organizers to list their tickets on us, because today there is no loyalty towards a particular ticketing platform. I only care about the artist or whoever I want to see and buy their tickets. I don't care where I buy it from. That's why we offer the most lucrative deal to the organizers and the businesses. So in a sense, yes, we are B2B2C, but we're more B2B than B2C.
Tell me one thing, I mean, what you mentioned about being very friendly to organizers and creators, is that at the cost of your own margins? I mean, I want to know how will you increase those margins?
So in terms of margins as well, sure, the ticketing margins themselves can't be excessively high, but we will also make additional revenue every time a ticket is resold. So a percentage of the resale value will go to, of course, the organizer and to us as well. And also when they sell things via tribes, that is something that we'll be able to gain in terms of revenue. If, say, somebody is selling digital collectibles, gated content, and those sort of things, we'll make margins on those. So while, sure, our commission structure may be less, but the diversity in offerings and the volume of that will make up for it. And also, we're in the process of diversifying our revenue stream by acting as an agency of sorts to organize events for large-scale brands. But again, we want to be very careful about that because we don't want to spread ourselves too thin because we're a very tiny team. But we are in the process of talking to one extremely large brand to execute an end-to-end event for them.
And
Have
who's
you,
there?
just one question. Tell me a little bit about how much you're spending on the tech and what's the burn right now?
So the burn right now is approximately 4 lakhs a month. And we raised a round of about 70K USD from from the Jaipuria family office, as well as an American blockchain company, Algorand, the American blockchain company as well.
You plan to scale?
So the plan to scale is fairly straightforward. So currently we have made a mark with very underground niche organizers who do events consistently. So we did a few events with them we did a few events already, and they liked our platform. They recognize the commission structure and the fact that we give them data is something that they really love. So our plan is to firstly onboard a significantly larger number of small and medium players because we have a great connection within the live music industry. Then we're already in talks with smaller sporting leagues that do paddleball, that do different types of cricket league, of course not IPL, but the smaller sports leagues, and then sort of break into that market and then focus on more experiential things like the market for personalized pottery classes or sip and paints is something that is completely overlooked in India. That's something that's predominantly our strategy to break into these new markets, and also heavily focus on tier 2, 3 and 4 cities in India because that is still sort of insulated from the large players, and they have several regional players which don't necessarily have the same tech stack because nobody's paid attention to them yet.
Your product is ready, right?
Yeah, it's ready, it's launched.
So let's discuss next week and try to close it.
Sure, sir.
So the biggest market that I thought that you are pitching is the resale and the security behind it. How big is that in comparison to a movie ticket or the mass BMS, Zomato, things that don't care if I give my ticket to my son or my friend? And it's a very small market. Off late, there are concerts that tickets are being resold. But there are concerts and events that tickets don't get sold at all. So it really doesn't matter whether it's BMS, Zomato, Ticketmaster, Eventbrite, or so many other companies who can sell tickets and entry. So what is that market size in your opinion?
So market sizing, I mean, globally, it's fairly
No, no,
large. But
India
in
की
India,
बात,
in India, secondary ticket sales is approximately 80 million USD. Is based like if we size
Like
it.
since when?
This for 2024 at least, and this is I have sized it using. Of course, there's no like hard and fast data, but the maths is fairly straightforward in that I've mapped global ticketing market, global secondary market, and then mapped it in proportion to the Indian live event ticketing market and secondary sale market. And right now, even if you look at secondary.
So does the organizer really care if person A sells to person B and person B gets cheated? How does it matter to the organizer?
It really matters, sir, in particularly large events. So, for example,
So that's the market we're talking about, not the 80 million market that you're talking. See, it's a very, particularly in a very niche segment with media of Coldplays and Diljit Dosanjh and you know whatever. I understand there will be 10 concerts a year, 20 concerts a year. It's not a huge market. Why are you increasing your cost or adding something to you know as a layer when it's not actually needed?
yeah. So, respectfully, the secondary ticket market is 80 million, and that's completely untapped. And the margins on that are
But the secondary tickets are being sold without you being there, right?
yeah, but
Coldplay got sold.
absolutely.
Yeah. So
But the organizer gets none of that money. So right now, what happens for Coldplay is tickets were sold at 5,000. They were being resold as high as 1 lakh.
Yeah, Gogo was doing that, yeah.
That entire profit margin doesn't go to the organizer or the artist. That entire profit margin goes to black market, and it's become a business in India to short these tickets and all. That leads to empty seats in the audience because scalpers, they'll buy 1,000 tickets, they can sell 100 tickets at like 100x. The remaining 900 tickets they'll just ditch and they'll be like, okay, let there be empty audience. I don't care. This is something that annoys organizers to a great degree. The moment we allow for them to get some of that portion back and ensure that there is actually an audience capacity, that is something that really helps out, because now the play is also this. Brands have begun to recognize that when a big concert says, okay, I'll get like 10,000 people to come to the audience, if we have approximated between 20 to 30% of that gets scalped, and you're losing a big chunk of your audience actually never coming to the show because those tickets went to the black market, that is a pain point for the organizer. Because brands
why is that a pain point when they've got their revenues?
It's a pain point because most of the sponsorship amounts comes for the brand and from brands themselves, and they know that the footfall is actually does not equal to the ticket sale.
How much do brands pay just for venue branding? They pay for repeated markets and advertisements that come. It's not just the venue branding that a brand pays for it. So multiple reasons that their logos are, social media posts, etc., etc. So I personally, and from the events industry, my revenues are based upon the ticket sales and prices that I do. And if Coldplay is going to be hard sell, I'll increase the price. I mean, and so is, if you can see who's performing, वो कौन है हिंदी singer अभी, A से नाम है जिसका? Arijit is performing across India right now. The tickets are expensively priced. It's more than Dubai or what Singapore would pay. So the organizers know that this will happen. I mean, I don't see a huge resale challenge as far as an organizer is concerned, because his revenues are secured with whatever pricing and number of tickets that he does in terms of ticketing. He's not depending on that resale revenues as such. You're just giving an added income to them.
So we're giving added income to them, and that can be in between selling 100% of tickets to selling 150 tickets just because of the resale price.
So they could hold back 150 if they thought there will be black marketing. Why can't they hold that back? Or they can increase capacity. See, I'm just saying that, are you actually solving a problem that is a problem? That's my basic premise.
So for sure, sir. Like even before the first line of code was written, we went out and spoke to 100 organizers, like actually spoke to 100 organizers and asked them, is this a pain point that you face? And most of them said that this is a massive problem for a wide variety of reasons. Because the simple math was, even the first person who invested in us, he said, somebody came and offered to sell me Cricket World Cup tickets that were 5,000 rupees at the time, but they offered to sell them at 25 lakhs. So sometimes the markup is beyond insane. And if that's something that leads to losses on the organizer as well.
And do you think that will stop? Because I want to see India, Pakistan in Dubai. Do you think I will not go all out to buy from the black market and be there still? Do you think you're the only way that I can get the ticket? No.
No, absolutely
So
not.
why would I share my percentage if I can get all of 25 lakhs? No, that's okay. I mean, I'm just my point of view.
Sure.
And also these big platforms, right? I mean, once they realize that they're actually at the losing end, they'll also take measures to, make sure it never happens again. I mean, whatever happened this time with all these concerts, they're not gonna, let this happen again. So, and dusra, like my second point is then the two verticals. Ek to ye secondary market and ticketing is there. Okay, so again, the point that you mentioned about Sort My Scene. See, Sort My Scene became big because they were tapping the events that the big platforms were not tapping. Firstly, there was never an overlap. I studied like Sort My Scene like pretty well. The events were never an overlap there. So I get if you want to get into the live scene in some cities where there are no other apps that are catering to it, that is fine. But the secondary market, I agree that, there are many ways to circumvent it. I don't think that will be a moat. Thirdly, the fan engagement part. That's a big assumption. Ki, people will come and then they will engage because I know a lot of other platforms have tried to do it. So far, it has not really worked. So I just feel there's a little bit of conflict there and you need to focus on one thing that you can capture completely without too much competition from whatever exists in the market. It's my comment.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. That works. Thank you so much.
I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't fail a lot. The good, the bad, it's all a part of the success equation, as said by Mark Cuban. Let's move ahead to the next startup.
Our next startup, Nicole EV, founded by Mr. Arjun Pawar, is a charge point operator with a mission to set up 1 lakh public charging stations in India by 2030. Let's have him.
Shall I start? Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Arjun Pawar, founder of Nicole EV, and we are in the business of EV charging infrastructure. It's been 3.5 years. We are in this business, and we are evolving from being a charge point operator to energy company in future. And we ourselves set up EV charging infrastructure, manufacture EV chargers, and we have our mobile applications for the EV users. So 3.5 years ago, when we were working in the EV industry, we understood the pain point of the EV users or the people who wanted to venture into EV or want to buy an electric vehicles. It was the infrastructure. They wanted to have the infrastructure first and then buy an electric vehicle. And that's the scene today as well. In India, currently, we have 1 charging station against 135 electric vehicles, whereas the global average is 1:40, which is three times lesser than the global average. Indian charging infrastructure. Also, if you can see, many of these charging stations are not functional. Most of them are not located at places where you can go and charge your vehicles because you are traveling with your partners, your family, colleagues, and you don't have space to sit in this area. You also have to wait under the sun. Sometime in the monsoons, you face issues during the rains as well. So to solve all this infrastructure problem, to create the EV ecosystem, to start the building of infrastructure, we started Nicole EV. The idea was to build infrastructure first, and then slowly we evolved into manufacturing of chargers as well. Then we understood that we need to have that functional infrastructure also. So till now, we have developed more than 3,000 chargers. We have more than 3,000 chargers on our mobile application. If you can see, we have built infrastructure in almost western part of India, We are present in currently 4 states. We also have more than 95% uptime. That is the functionality of chargers, which makes sure that whenever you come at our charging station, you don't need to worry to charge your vehicle, or you don't need to have an unpleasant charging experience, because our charging stations are located at strategic locations where you can have a pleasant experience, you can have food, you can play with your children, and etc. Also, recently as I said, we have been working started 3.5 years ago, but we are working in the EV industry from more than 5 years. We have team of experts who also have joined us from various segments. Anurang, he is a former co-founder of a software company which used to develop software for electric vehicles. We have Vikas, who used to have his own charging company. He has recently joined us 4 months ago. We have experts from operations, sales and marketing, and product development as well. I myself was also selected as a 40 under 40 EV industry leader last year. And I've also been actively working in the EV industry to promote the overall adoption of electric vehicles. We also have developed our own charger. Basically, it's a 3-in-1 charger. If you can see, it can charge 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler at the same time. So it brings your overall operational and maintenance cost of maintaining 3 different chargers by 30%. So it saves your money as well, your parking space, and your overall wiring and electrical work required to maintain multiple chargers. So as we have multiple offerings, we have segmented our market based on the product that we are manufacturing. We are going to sell it to the other operators and through dealer network. The infrastructure that we are building is being focused and installed on highways for the fast segment, that is bus and cars, which we are building on the highways for mostly other electric vehicle owners. And the mobile application, it can be used by any user to access this charging station for their booking, payment, and to finding the nearest charging station. This year, we are projecting to do a revenue of 3 CR, which is 50% increase from the previous year. We have got almost 125 megawatt units of charging done till now, till January. And we have more than 9,000 active EV users who use our mobile application. We have a very good active user base of 30%, more than 30%, whereas almost 3,000 users use our application once or twice in a month. So they have that confidence in Nicole EV. Whenever they come, their vehicles will get charged. We generate revenue from 2 sources, from the infrastructure that we set up and a recurring lifetime revenue source from the charging that happens at the stations. Also, we have, currently we are expanding in other states, MP, Gujarat. The projection is to have more than 1,000 chargers. Right now, we are raising for our seed round, which is around 5.5 CR. We have got commitment of 4 CR, and we are looking to raise 1.5 CR. We are actively supported by marquee investors like WFC. We were part of the EvolveX cohort. We are supported by the CTO of Myntra. We were part of Science and Technology Park as well. Thank you.
Can you continue in the discussion?
Yeah, sure. Happy to have the questions.
I think we've spoken earlier with your team. If I recall correctly, it was more CapEx driven than OpEx, right? Is it still the situation?
No, sir. So it was 2 years ago we had the discussion. The charges now we are taking on lease. So we have an asset lease model where we buy the asset on lease. We set up at the fleet infrastructure. So the fleet gives us a monthly recurring income. So initially the model was focused on the public infrastructure only. So now we are focusing on the B2B segment as well, along with the infrastructure. Infrastructure is taken care by the franchisee model. We as a company are investing in the fleet infrastructure where the charger is financed by the asset leasing agency.
So, and just ancillary question around that for sake of understanding, because I've always fundamentally had this issue in infrastructure. How do you then mitigate the problem of getting permission? जैसे अगर आपने decide करा कि भाई पुणे हाईवे से लेके बॉम्बे हाईवे के पनवेल के बीच में 100 लगाने, लेकिन वहाँ पे परमिशन म्यूनसिपल का जो आपने लोकेशन चूज करी वहाँ पे नहीं मिला. So help me understand with this Change in
So-
the model, how have you amended that piece?
Sir, from the start as well till today, till 2027, EV charging infrastructure is a delicensed business. You don't require any license from the government to start. You just need to be an Indian citizen. You
वो समझ गया, लेकिन you
हाँ.
can't start or install that in any location, right?
So,
So let's say food court है, food
right,
court में
right,
लगाना है,
right.
आप ऐसे तो जाके लगा नहीं सकते.
So we have a tie-up with restaurant chains, just like Vittal Kamath and multiple other hotel chains. So we set up charging station at those locations. And for the fleet, we have our own locations in
How
city.
many of those have been set up in the restaurant side, on the restaurant side?
So we have 50 public chargers right now. These are fast, I'm saying. Slow, we have.
You said you're only operating in Maharashtra, right?
No, Maharashtra, Goa, and Karnataka.
Okay, तो महाराष्ट्र में पुणे बॉम्बे हाईवे के बीच में है?
Yeah, it's in Lonavala.
लोनावला where?
Yeah.
लोनावला where?
At the toll, exact toll. Near the toll, there's a hotel, restaurant we have installed over
So
there.
none of the food courts.
Food courts, we have to go through the tender, government
That's
tenders.
what I was trying to
Yeah.
understand, right? So there are some challenges which are still inherent in
So
terms of.
we can go through the government tender process. We can do that. Right now, we don't have that much funds to scale,
Understood.
operate on that model.
Okay, thank you.
Do you plan to compete with, like, there are so many startups who are doing that. Even Zip Electric has started the EV charging solutions, right? So how do you plan to compete with those giants who are heavily funded?
So Zip Electric is not into infrastructure, sir. They are totally into the fleet management. We are partners of Zip Electric, where we set up for their vehicles. Zip Electric also has equity in our company, and we are working with them actually. So their fleet partners can access our infrastructure. We have already started installing chargers for Zip Electric. And right now, in future, maybe in
There are a lot of them, like Charge Up, Charge Zone, which you have
Yeah.
written, right?
Huh.
So how do you plan to compete there?
So one is the uptime, and we have control on the infrastructure. So some of the CPOs, they don't have their own products. So in the last 1 year, we have developed our own product. We have that control on our product that we are installing in terms of operations and maintenance, and that's why we have managed to keep the high uptime. And other CPOs, they don't have, they are procuring these products from their other OEMs. And also, side by side, we are also building a network of individuals like vendors or electricians who can maintain these charging stations. And that's why we have started now onboarding other companies' charging stations on our network as well, where we guarantee them more than 95% uptime. So this is what we have started recently doing. We are also in discussion with MSCDCL, Maharashtra Discom, where we are going, where we have proposed them that we will increase your uptime from less than 50% to more than 90%. So you can give your charging stations to us. We will operate those on your behalf as well.
So this is more operations heavy business.
Operations is involved. Network building and operations is there, yes, for the public infrastructure. But this is what will be required for the adoption of electric vehicles, unless the vehicles, the adoption is lesser in terms of the four-wheeler market and buses as well.
1.5 crore में आपका क्या होगा? Like,
No, sir, the total round is 5.5. We have got commitment for 4 CR. 1.5 we are raising right now. The ask is 1.5 right now. And alongside the equity, we will raise debt, as Shashank sir said. So the debt will be used to install charger at the fleet operation location, where the recurring revenue will cater to the demand, the debts.
what valuation you're raising?
30 CR pre-money.
Hi, Arjun.
Hi.
So we met here only 2 years ago. And that's how we funded you. So I'll tell what is the reason why we funded you, because I am already aware and we are already on the cap
Yeah.
table, like you put it, you put the cap table there. So the reason was we've been in EV for a very long time, and I think we've invested in almost all aspects of EV, like battery mein, infra mein, mobility mein, OEMs mein. So we are everywhere in EV. With Blue Smart, around the time when I met him, we were talking with Blue Smart as to how they are going into infra, because they were also repositioning themselves from mobility to infra. They're not interested in being called mobility anymore. Same was happening with Zip also, like within that time. So when we met him, this could be a very interesting network for us, an infra network, which initially, yes, is OPEX heavy, CAPEX heavy, but in long term, there would be a lot of synergies within our portfolio, And we see this being used by, like you said, there are more partnerships than competition in long term. That's how we position ourselves. That's how he also, the vision that he showed us was also similar. You know, this is how I want to work. We got them connected to Zip. Akash was instantly interested because he was also on the same lines. So he invested in them. So for us, I mean, they were a long-term bet and it would be the same. And glad to see you here again.
Thank you. And we have started with BlueSmart as well, as since they are recently launched in Mumbai. So we have started the integration with BlueSmart where they can access our chargers in Pune, Mumbai regions as well.
This 4 crore is by whom? Like,
It's a family office and PPF, Peaceful Progress Fund. Thank you. Thank you.
Every broken wing gives you a new way to soar. Can we have a huge round of applause for that pitch?
Up next, we have another technical startup, Beep, a next generation LinkedIn for young professionals and college students. It was founded by Mr. Saurabh Mangrulkar, who will be presenting alongside Rakhi Pal ma'am. Let's welcome him.
Hello. Awesome. Great. So my name is Saurabh and I'm the founder of Beep. So with Beep, the biggest problem that we have today, there's a huge gap between a student coming from IIT versus a student coming from a tier 2, tier 3 college. The biggest gap that is that a student who's in an IIT, they have access to mentors, they have access to people who have gone to Harvard, Stanford, they've built $1 billion of businesses. They have access to people who have built it all. They have access to events, internship, job opportunities, more than thousands of them every single year. But if you look at a tier 2 student, the only aspiration that they have is koi bhi job lag jaye. And they're still not very clear. Next. Okay, and if you see 96% of students in India, of the 70 million college going students, come from a tier 2, tier 3 college. Next, and that's exactly what we are solving, is we've built an app, it's a community which replicates an IIT, which means students get access to mentors, quality community, they get access to internships, job opportunities. So this is how the platform looks like. Next. So with Beep, it's a very simple three-step process. Step one is we acquire students. We acquire students through college partnerships. We acquire students through events. We acquire students through internships. Next. Yeah. And second is we engage these students on our app, which is the community, wherein they attend events, they attend internships, job opportunities, they connect with mentors. And third is we monetize. So how do we monetize? There are three ways of how we earn money right now. The first is paid communities. We charge subscription to students. It's a premium subscription. Second is edtech integration. So we work with companies like Growth School, Upgrad, and Academy, wherein they list their courses on our platform. And third is freshers recruitment tool. So it's an AI platform wherein recruiters hire freshers and interns on our community. Next. So this has been the traction so far. This year we are doing about 2.4 crores in revenue. We are looking at a MRR of about 20 to 25 lakhs on an average. We have about 550,000 students on the community right now. We have more than 700 colleges who have placed pre-orders that they want our communities in their campuses. Next. We have more than 4,000 recruiters who are hiring on our platform, companies like Policy Bazaar, MyGate, companies like Zepto, Zomato, who are looking to hire campus ambassador, freshers, interns through our platform. Next. All in all, what we're trying to build is an intelligent data of the entire youth population. We have 32 data pointers about a student, right from his early education, his or her interest, future aspiration, to are they ready for the workplace or not. Next. So year on year, so last year we had done about 80 lakhs in revenue. This year we are crossing more than 2.4 crores in annual revenues. In terms of students, last year we had done about 90,000 students. This year we have crossed more than 550,000 students on our platform. Overall, so far, pretty much all the efforts has been in terms of product development, working with students, understanding their needs. Now we have a full-blown product. In the next 3 months, we'll be acquiring about 1 million users. The goal is to get to about 50 crore ARR in the next 2 years. Okay, so we've been awarded by the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Honorable Devendra Fadnavis ji, Education Ministry. We've been awarded by AICT and directors from more than 50 colleges all across India. We've been delivering TED Talks more than 20 colleges across India to help and motivate students out there. Okay, so these are our existing backers. We have Succeed Innovation Fund, our earliest backer. Then we have Ashni Grover, Raman Gupta, Piyush Bansal on the cap table. And rest of the micro VC firms who are already existing on the cap table. Okay, so the ask, to be honest, is, no, previous slide. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, thank you.
You said data points you have identified an AI-powered platform or AI recruiters. What is the AI angle here?
So there are two parts to it. We are using AI in student side of things and recruiter side of things. With students, the biggest issue that recruiters face right now, let's say if you look at a platform like Internshala, Indeed, Naukri, they receive more than 1,000 applications the moment they put an internship or a job opening.
You're doing matchmaking.
No. So what happens is, what we do is we conduct AI screening calls, interview round, wherein AI directly calls the candidate basis on their confidence. The biggest issue that recruiters face right now is communication. They don't like the way students are communicating right now. So AI actually calls.
AI is doing screening, mapping, cleaning of data. Is that the case?
Correct. So it does qualifying, screening, vetting, and then those students who are looking to join that company, they shortlist top 3 candidates. Out of, let's say, thousands of candidates, they talk to 3 top candidates who can join the company immediately, knows about the company, or can join, let's say, in the next 10 days, 15 days, based on the requirements.
So you pitch the AI product to the colleges?
To the recruiters. So we charge recruiters, yeah, companies.
So Saurabh, first is you have mentioned your cap table.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Sorry?
Have you seen this detail? Because you have investors 25%, founders 75, and 10% each.
Actually
so 110% equity is.
So it's 65% and 5% is ESOPs. The rest is investors.
And can you give me the breakup of your revenue?
So about so far,
yeah.
the recruiters and the subscription model, student subscription, we launched it recently. The EdTech accounts for about 75% of the revenue stream. The rest, which is pretty new, recruiters subscription and the premium subscription from students.
How much you're raising in total?
50.
So So we are not actively raising right now, although what has happened is there's a larger round that is happening, 100 crore round that we're doing.
100 crore round.
100 crore valuation round.
Okay.
And we're raising about $3 million. So these are VCs coming in from Japan. But we have some existing investors. We're looking to give them an exit. So whoever has 1% equity minimum, and they want to sort of increase their stake. So we're doing an internal round, which is about 2 CR. So there's 1 CR left, which is at a discounted valuation of about 35 CR. So that is, I mean, there's 1 CR left. So, I mean, the ask would be typically 1 CR.
What values you're doing it secondary?
Secondary would be at 35 CR for existing investors.
What is the...
Last round kya tha?
Last round was at 40 CR, but the new investors who are looking to come in, they want them to at least get to 35.
I agree. So now the last round was at 40 CR and you are now raising, they're exiting at 35.
I mean, between a range of 35 to 40, depending on how...
Exiting at a discount?
I mean, when they had invested at 5 CR valuations.
तो फिर आप 35 क्यों बोल रहे हैं?
अच्छा नहीं, वो तो उससे पहले they have
These are
invested, like
angels
very
who are
early.
exiting.
Angels, yeah, angels.
सौरभ यार मतलब एक्चुअली इंटरेस्टिंग है, आपका स्टार्टअप बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगा, पर आपका एक तो इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट गलत है, करंट कैपिटल अलग है, ई शॉप्स अलग है, 3-4 चीज़ें आपकी गलत है, नहीं तो अदरवाइज द प्रोडक्ट लुक्स वेरी गुड. मतलब आई वाज कीन टू टेक इट फॉरवर्ड, बट दैट्स द चैलेंज.
I mean, I think it was more of the last minute ESOPs का table
फिर
calculation.
आपने इन्वेस्टमेंट रेज इज आल्सो यू आर कंफ्यूज्ड, वैल्यूएशन इज कंफ्यूज्ड.
So, I mean, there's an internal round which is happening right now, which we are closing. So, in terms of amount, yesterday also we got 2 commitments, which was around 50 lakhs. So, we're closing this in the next 10 days, which is the remaining 1 CR. So, isliye ask is not very clear, because if the 2 CR se upar the investment ticket size, it's
What
for
is
the
your
bigger
monthly burn?
we were burning around 20 lakhs. Now we're burning around 10 to 15 lakhs. So
20
by March end,
lakhs on what?
it's primary tech in terms of servers, and second is the tech cost, which is the team. We have about a team of about 50 people so far.
Can you give me a breakup of what these 50 people do?
Yeah, so about in terms of numbers, 20% of team members are in tech and product. About 10% are in ops, HR, marketing. We have 30% sales team members who pitch to recruiters, students when there are high ticket size courses, and in terms of college partnerships. And the rest is marketing and ops. So marketing.
How was the growth of users before Shark Tank and after Shark Tank?
So before Shark Tank, we had roughly around 25-30,000 users. After Shark Tank, we acquired about 1.5 lakh students. Since then, 75% of users that come on our platform are organic, referrals through colleges or friends, students recommending each other.
And what's the total amount you've raised for this 25% of the equity to investors?
Around 6.5 CR.
ये Shark Tank पे deal you got at what valuation?
It was at 15 CR valuation, which was 2 years back.
Okay.
Are you ready to dilute at 15?
50.
Second. Secondary.
ये पूछ रहा है कि वो 100 करोड़ राउंड का टर्म शीट आ गया तो ये 35 करोड़ पे ले लेगा अभी.
Acha, so we already have 3 acquisition offers which are valuing us more than...
No, we read that. That's okay. But the Japanese investor who's coming at 100 crore valuation, if that is confirmed, then Sushil will give you the... at 35 crore value. Is that what you were trying to say, Sushil?
Bridge, or what you can call as a secondary. Yeah.
Secondary sale plus. Yeah, I mean, correct.
But then why you are doing this? But like this.
I mean, there are too many entities on cap table. We're just cleaning it. Like we want 2-3 major players like on the cap table.
So how much, secondary apart, how much are you trying to raise for the company right now, this bridge round?
For the company, I mean, this round or the larger round?
Whatever this round.
This round we have space of 1 CR left right now.
1 CR left, and what is your runway? How much do you have?
So we were profitable before raising the VC round.
No, but now how much money do you have? How long will you last
next
without?
12 to 13 months.
12 to 13 months. So you have about 2-3 crores in the bank.
ये तो राउंड ही नहीं है ना, तो सेकेंडरी सेल है, तो इनको तो कोई
नहीं
मतलब
नहीं
ही नहीं
नहीं,
है।
दोनों
नहीं,
है,
नहीं।
सेकेंडरी और प्राइमरी दोनों है.
Secondary will happen at the big round that is coming in. हाँ.
It's both.
Correct.
For secondary, he doesn't have to come and pitch at a pitching competition.
हाँ. Secondary.
What
the
he's saying
bigger
is that
investors.
there is 35 crore valuation पे secondary available if you invest at 100 crore valuation.
So जो बड़े
So
investors.
your average will be 50 crore.
नहीं
Is
नहीं.
that- is that the correct understanding?
I'll clear it. So the larger investor will give that secondary exit. ठीक है. ये round पे वो नहीं है.
हाँ, वो नहीं है.
ये so what we are doing is internal investors के लिए हम 35 to 40 CR पे और एक round open कर रहे हैं. If they want to increase their stake to 1%, जो लोग 1% पे नहीं पहुंच रहे, we are going to give them an exit in the next round. तो इसलिए there's like a discount in.
So then why are you reaching out to new investors? That's the question.
So I mean, I was not going to pitch. It was more like one of the investors asked कि अच्छे startups are required, so pitch. So we are offering.
Fair enough. Okay. So
Yeah.
basically you want succeed out.
नहीं, not really. मतलब
अच्छा.
because they are investing in every round.
Vikrant is okay. ठीक
Yeah, I mean, they are
है.
investing
हम बोल
in
देंगे हमने check कर लिया there, he's happy with you.
Yeah.
ठीक है.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Besides the optics of the cap table,
Yeah.
help me understand what is your month-on-month growth for the last 6 months in terms of new students coming on and the fallout return. If you have a metric
So
of
students wise, we are growing 1.5x every month. We weren't putting much on marketing. Now that the product is subscription, बहुत ही focused है. हाँ.
Just give me the numbers I asked you specifically.
1.5x month on month students.
Month-on-month,
In terms of retention, you asked.
Yeah.
Day 7 retention is about 28%.
Okay.
And MAU by, so we count weekly active users. Weekly active by monthly active is roughly 40% right now. So 40% of users come every week.
And all you're making more revenue from the subscriptions from the students or the partnerships from the modules you receive from the academies of the world?
So subscriptions both are new, launched 2 months ago. We are doing now around 3 lakhs a month from subscriptions, which is growing rapidly. But majority, 70% of revenue comes from edtech partnerships, courses पे sales जो होता है, because high ticket size, 70,000 course, 80,000 course, उससे सबसे ज़्यादा है. But we see कि recruiter subscription and student subscription will overtake in the next 1 year. 80% of revenue will account through recruiters and students का subscription. The rest will be edtech की courses के through.
There are platforms which are doing AI recruiting,
Yeah, so the
especially with
best-
the enterprise side.
Yeah,
Right?
so the best thing that we have is distribution. We have more than 5 lakh students. We will be acquiring 1 million users in the next 4 months now. Distribution, we have vetted the students' data, we have vetted their quality, screened them, qualified them, and not just that, we're training them. So if you look at our premium subscription, we have a thing called Work Ready program, wherein we talk about ethics, communication. कि यार recruiter ने अगर fire किया, so how do you approach that? So all of this is not taken care by students. So we are covering for the learning, training, and then vetting and telling them. So the best part about student now is in the next 1 month on the platform, you will see, you will apply for an internship. You'll get rejection in 2 minutes or acceptance कि तुम्हारे profile पे ये सारी चीजें missing है, because AI will do the interview screening and students are paying for it through the subscription. So instead of कि student applies for a job, he waits for 2 months to hear back from recruiters, he will get in the next 2 minutes कि rejected है तो क्यों rejected है, approved है तो क्यों approved है. So that's something that we are solving apart from just the recruiters part.
सौरभ शेयर करना अपनी डेक, फिर अपन इसके बाद बात करते हैं.
Your data is not exclusive in any way, right? I mean, do you have some research on, let's say, these students would be on other similar platforms as well? Because we have also invested in similar companies where they also get data बहुत है.
नहीं,
So
data-
that data
हाँ.
is never the issue.
Data नहीं है, so it's the activity on our platform. Data मतलब we have a database of 1.5 million users जो हम acquire कर सकते हैं, but it's our users who we are tracking, which is which events, communities they are participating, what are the topics that they are interested. Third, we are also partnering with colleges जहाँ पे वहाँ से भी insights आते हैं कि recommended by faculty, who's the top brightest student, so that recruiters के लिए बहुत simplify हो जाए process. We want to bring down freshers and interns का hiring in 6 hours. You post your job or internship, in the next 6 hours, your role is closed. because we just want to take out all the pain which is there for all the recruiters, especially startups. And we faced it ourselves. So that's one of the major niches that we are focusing. And then comes the enterprise clients.
Repeat subscription कैसे हैं from recruiters?
Recruiters monthly they pay. So दो parts है. One is you have AI credits for the screenings and interviews, and one is the subscription for the premium platform, which is vetted candidates. You have access to screening, which is AI, Gen AI. आप बस डालो कि I want a student who is very passionate, communication अच्छा है. It will filter out candidates for you.
This is voice based.
Voice based, yeah.
What's your background?
I've done mechanical engineering from COIP itself.
Subject to demo of the product, then we can give you a. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. But subject to product demo, maybe we can give you a soft commitment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. No, no. The secondary thing which he's doing.
Discounted round, which is at 35 to 40 CR valuation. ठीक है.
Your CFO, because these two Jodhpur boys will confuse you with numbers.
We invest with the confused numbers.
Done.
Both of them will give you 1 crore. ठीक है, done. We can do it. Go ahead.
मतलब up to 50 lakh I can plan, yeah.
Yeah. Beep. Done. Correct. Okay. All right. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. अच्छा ठीक है.
An incredible pitch. Huge congratulations to him. It's clear that he put his heart and soul into it. Now, there will be a small Q&A session of the audience and our sharks. So, does anyone from the audience want to ask any question?
Anyone from the audience?
I can say a statement.
Yes, sir.
So out of 90 startups in our portfolio, 8 of our startup founders are from COEP, and they've already made a lot of contribution in the growth of Marwadi Catalyst in terms of number and in terms of money. So that's why I'm bullish about founders from the COEP college.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's amazing. I hope that was inspirational to all of us sitting here.
Now will be a 20-minute break for all of you to have some refreshments. Can we get back after that?
You may be seated in the auditorium or come back after the break. Thank you.
डिवाइसेस के बाद डेनेक्स डिवाइसेस है। कि मेरे को रुक ढूंढने दे दूँ। हाँ, OZH प्रतीक कार्तिकेया ZH NO SYS।
हेलो हेलो। हाँ,
I request everyone to settle down. We are going to start very soon.
पकड़ ये तो देख फ्लैग, ये ले पकड़। ठीक है। क्या मिला क्या वो प्लास्टिक्स का? वो बाहर ही रुका एक जन, उसको बोल दो ना प्लीज़। ऐसे थोड़ा बूढ़ा है, जैकेट टाइप पहन के अंदर बैठा है, नहीं मालूम नहीं। मैं भी कैसे बताऊँ? एक काम करते हैं, लास्ट में ख़त्म करने के पहले एक अनाउंसमेंट करूँ क्या? किसी को किसी का नंबर चाहिए तो यू कैन मीट अस आफ्टर द इवेंट। वो इन्वेस्टर्स कोई नहीं रहा उनका। हाँ? लाइट बंद कर दी, लाइट बंद कर दी। हेलो।
Hello. Hello, audience. I ask you all, are you guys ready for the second half of the Pitcher's Valley?
Get ready for more groundbreaking ideas and inspiring pitches as startups aim to impress and secure their moment to shine. So far, we've had 4 incredible startups grace the stage.
So again, I would request if anyone is outside, please come in as we are beginning now. Welcome back. Now, we have an amazing lineup of 5 more startups to go.
Now let's transition to the lifestyle domain with Tailor Smart, founded by Mr. Pratim Onskar. Tailor Smart connects local tailors and designers to customers through an e-commerce platform and provides door-to-door tailoring and customization.
Let's welcome him.
Good afternoon. After a heavy lunch, when your buttons make way, that's when we step in. My name is Preetham Onskar. I'm somebody who spent 23 years in telecom, mainly in India, but also had a stint in Singapore, Middle East and Africa, and now I'm a full-time tailor. When you go from east to west, north to south, you see different body types, right? But when you go to a retail store, you technically buy for clothes which are made on the right-hand side of your screen, right? You don't naturally buy for yourself. Yet, you don't see your nearby tailor as an alternative, mainly because it's very difficult to find the right set of fabric at a right price point, then find the right set of tailors to do your job. Because the guy who does your trouser wear, not necessary that he will do your shirt wear, right? So that's a big challenge. Plus, it's very time consuming. And because of the shrinking number of good tailors, it has also become very, very expensive. And interestingly, all this is happening in a second largest market after food, which is expected to be at $180 billion by 2025 just in India. And recently I saw one more data point which claims that there is another $160 billion market which is in the super end luxury segment for which India doesn't get credit. But I would like your attention to be more on this particular data point which says that only 38% of that market is actually covered by the organized retail, which is your Reliance and everybody of the world, right? 62% of the market is actually still made to measure even in India today, and mostly dominated by the boutiques, the women's who go shopping, and also the B class and C class towns. Another data point that we saw that most of the boutiques, and this is not my data point, I've given you the link for the same, closed within 6 months of their operation because of poor sourcing, right? They don't know where to source the fabric from, at what price point, etc. Plus, they just have 2 or 3 tailors. So expanding their portfolio beyond a particular segment becomes a big challenge for them. So we thought that both these problems can be solved by TailorSmart, right? Now you go on to the TailorSmart, just book an appointment. 2 people will come to your home or office. One is a master who has at least 10 years of experience, and a designer who is just fresh out of the college. Why a fresher? Because they study fashion for the next 2 years, as you know, in the fashion schools, right? So they will also bring to you all the required fabrics that you want, right from Soktas, Giza cotton, to Raymond, to whatever you can think of under the sun, you will get it on the platform. You will be measured once you make a choice. Your credentials are put in the app. We will send you a link. We take 100% money in advance. Only then we start your job, and the attire is delivered to you within 15 days. Any express delivery, we charge 20% extra. And we chose the route of going from B2B to C, mainly because most of the people who buy ready-made clothes are also not happy with what they buy. So we go to corporates, we set up a kiosk, we link it to the sustainability, which is collection of old clothes, and we start marketing our marketing activities from there. These are some of the brands that we have worked either directly or indirectly. Since we have a CSR angle, we obviously get a good welcome from this thing. The CSR angle ranges, I'll show you the next slide and then talk about the wider angle of CSR. Seeing one of my posts, Reliance approached us, and now we have these 22 shop-in-shop stores with them, which are actually giving us entry into B class and C class towns also, towns like Siliguri, Agartala, Belgaum, Davangere, etc., etc. We have just done a pilot for Neeta Ambani's pilot project, Swadesh, as well. So that's going to be our next big space in this one. This is some basic comparison. Everybody actually is our competitor in some sense. So we are a platform. So whatever we wish to do on the platform, I think the front end is what we control. The back end is not ours. Back end is always outsourced. So this is actually what is giving us the advantage to grow faster. We started with one vertical, and now we operate in 3 different verticals. I will talk about this later because we just launched our Dubai office. Our route to market is going to remain B2B/C, mainly because it's a low cost of acquisition for us. Currently, directly we operate in 6 cities, which is Pune, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Calcutta, and Goa. And Dubai operation is starting in this month. And indirectly, that is through our shop-in-shop model in another 14 cities. Technology is something that we need to embrace very soon because we have realized that, right now we are managing a small set of orders, but once it becomes large, that's going to be a big challenge for us. So far, the technology is only limited to that. We are not looking at going front end with the technology and keeping it more experience focused still. I have spoken about myself, but Praveen comes from a 104-year-old tailoring legacy. He's himself been in the tailoring business for the last 30 years. These are some of our initial investors in the friends and family round that we have seen. Thank you. Happy to take questions. Oh, we are raising 1 million USD for a 10% dilution. Happy to take questions.
तो पहली तो क्वेश्चन ये है कि आपने टी शर्ट और जीन्स क्यों पहनी हुई है, आपने अपने कपड़े क्यों नहीं पहने?
ये हमारा ही है सर.
नहीं, ये नहीं, अंदर की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं.
नहीं, अंदर के टी शर्ट्स हम बनाते हैं, बट
नहीं, शर्ट्स पहनना चाहिए था. See, I'll tell you, if you are advocating non-ready-made or you're trying to give a solution, and obviously your and my shape is not perfect, you should advocate that also. That's just a suggestion when you go for pitching.
Yeah, but Mahavirji, we are also not saying that we are going to be 100% alternative to ready-made, because I am still using jeans which are not made to measure, though I can offer you made to measure jeans, but the ready-made jeans fit us. So we are not saying that we are going to replace the entire market. We are saying that wherever there is a need for made to measure, which is large, 62% of it is quite large, उसको cover करने के लिए टेलर स्मार्ट जैसे और 50 कंपनियां चाहिए.
यार इसमें ना ये फाउंडर का पैशन दिखता है इसमें, ये नहीं होता कि आप किसी को रिप्लेसमेंट करने की बात कर रहे हो.
खैर कोई बात नहीं, वो आपकी मर्जी है. Now, how are you expanding backwards? How are you onboarding tailors or all that? What is your strategy?
So we have 800 tailors right now, out of which 100 guys are only specialized for shirts, 100 guys for trousers, 200 guys for suits, etc., etc.
And are they full-time your?
No, not at all.
So what is that model behind?
So backend is all, as I said, backend is all, what you could say, zero capex, and front end is where my people work.
So then why are you expanding so slow?
Sorry?
Why are you expanding so slow?
Oh yeah, so first 4 years of the operations we had to spend in actually getting these tailors on board. That is our, you can say, the IP.
And now?
And now we are growing pretty well. First year that we got after COVID, we did about 43 lakhs. The next year, that is last year, we did about 73. This year, we are already close to doing about 2 crores.
This is your net revenue?
This is our gross revenue.
हाँ तो वो तो बहुत कम है. Then how can you get this valuation that you were thinking that you will get? Gross में tailor ले जाएगा, कपड़ा ले जाएगा, master ले जाएगा, designer ले जाएगा.
But margins, हमारा margins is very heavy, right? Our gross margin is 60%.
I know. So what is your net revenue then? Is 1 point की 60% होगा?
60% is our revenue. Correct.
If you 1.6 you're making in a year, right? 80 crore valuation. How do you justify?
No, we raised our first round at a 58 crore valuation. The names I showed you. नहीं नहीं वापस कर देंगे, उसमें क्या है, आपको presentation भी share कर देंगे, कोई बात नहीं. These are all individual investors because the size of the market is something which is large, number one, and there is no, I can safely say that there is not a single made to measure player in India which is serving the entire family. कोई है जो मेंस वेयर कर रहा है, कोई है जो फीमेल वेयर कर रहा है, कोई है जो बच्चों का कर रहा है. But there is not a single platform which is going and serving the family in the comfort of your home or office.
That does not give you valuation. That is not the reason.
No, size of the market. I am not relating that to the valuation at all. I am saying the size of the market, if you see, naturally that demand, that is correlated to the valuation.
How many in the audience wears stitched clothes? Show of hands. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, I can see. Oh, quite a few. Is it shirts or trousers or both? Shirts first. Yeah. I mean, शादी वादी की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं, normal wear की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं. I know दूल्हा तो तुमको बनना ही पड़ता है. And trousers? Yeah. So the market, despite whatever you are saying, we've all gotten used to ready-made stuff. So there is a 10-15% audience that does do or expect what you want. But still, it's becoming challenging and challenging. And though there are apparel factories and garment factories, which must be a back-end stitching supply side. And the CSR part, what was that?
Yeah, so basically, as I said, we do old cloth collection drives. That's our first, hook. The second one is that all my old 800 tailors that I have are all local, vocal for local. So they are all local tailors. Third is 50% of these tailors are women who work from home, all these people who make embroideries and things like that. Fourth is that we have also created micro entrepreneurs, people who work for me in my stores, 22 stores. They work from 11 to 8, and then they can also have the option of becoming my vendors. So whatever business they collect in the Reliance store, they can actually bill it back to me. So these are 4 or 5 hooks that are available as this thing. And sir, with all due respect, I'm saying that because there was no alternative, the ready-made took off so fast, right? Now that we're going and talking to people, the kind of risk, my 10 out of 10 appointments that I do, I get a business. 9 out of 10 of them are my repeat buyers.
And how do you acquire customers?
As I said,
What is-
right now only B2B stroke C because our tech was getting ready. Now that my new website, etc. is come,
The tech- is the tech
the
ready
front
now?
end is ready. Back end में हम कोई tech अभी use नहीं कर रहे because we need to invest in that.
And you would not use AR, VR, and other
वो हमने study
technologies
किया
to
था.
measure?
We had done the study for that. There is a company called as M. Taylor in the US who tried to do something like this but did not succeed because AI could not, perfectly measure in spite of the best efforts and things like that. It went bankrupt and then, somebody revived it in 2017 and they went back to their old model of, getting the measurements done themselves. But whenever the technology comes, we will do it. Having said that, there is a use case in Dubai which we are trying to use AI where, ये जो कंदूराज जो पहनते हैं उसके लिए 3 ही measurement लगते हैं, shoulders, length and hand. That we are trying to do using the, technology. But that's the only limitation right now. Whenever it is there, we will use it.
Thanks.
Can you just help us understand your cap table? It's not clearly mentioned. It says 4% held by
4%
10.
with the 10 players that are there.
Right.
And remaining is with me and Praveen.
Okay, so 96%.
Yeah. And actually when we had opened that round, we had opened it for 2.5 crores, but we stopped at 1 crore because we thought that we will not need the money that time. As I said, 50% of our money, which is non-reliance, comes 100% in advance. And remaining 50% comes in 60 days. So that's the reason we did not go ahead with the remaining round, though we had commitments.
अभी क्या burn है? अभी क्या burn है?
अभी हम 5 लाख पे हैं sir. Because mostly our employees are all freshers, 15-20,000 salaries. We don't necessarily hire all the experienced guys because again they relate us to Mintras of the world, which we are not. We are at a different company altogether.
जो ये आपने 1 करोड़ जैसे लिया वो कोई वैल्यूएशन तो सही नहीं है मेरे हिसाब से. वो आपके फ्रेंड्स हैं, फैमिली हैं या नॉन एंजल्स, I don't know who they are, but this will not work.
Not everybody is friends and family, but yeah, I take that as the feedback. Yeah.
I mean, I think you will have to look at the valuation. It's a suggestion.
Thank you.
It doesn't make sense. Markets don't determine valuation at all. मैं चश्मा बनाता हूँ उसकी मार्केट बहुत बड़ी, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मेरे को उसके हिसाब से valuation मिलेगा. It doesn't work that way.
Okay. Take that as feedback. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
We really appreciate your hard work and vision, Mr. Preetham. Sadly, the investors aren't on board today. We'll continue with our next pitch.
Seems like we can't have enough of AI startups because the next one is also one of them. Pixbox, a platform that allows users to generate personalized, realistic AI-generated photos. Let's call upon the founder, Mr. Kshitij Agarwal.
Can I start? Can I start? Hello? Okay, is it? Yes. Okay, hello everyone. So my startup is Pixbox.in. So both we represent the Pixbox. So we are Pixbox.in, a content creation platform which is powered by AI. So I'm Kshitij Agrawal.
I'm Abhinandan Jain.
So both we are representing team Pixbox. So what we offer is that, have you ever tried to capture a super photo like without a proper photographer? Like you need an effort, right, to click a good photograph. So here we provide that. You just need to upload 10 photos to our platform and then just give a prompt, what kind of photo you want. and then our platform will generate super realistic photo for you within seconds. So this is one of our offering. This is AI photo shoot. Apart from that, we have two more offerings with our platform. One is AI influencer. So as you know, world follow the influencers these days. Like if I follow some influencer, if he's doing something, I might try that thing. So for looking at that aspect, we have created two influencers basically. One is Naira and one is Akanksha. So like within a week, Akanksha got around 200 followers on Instagram. So basically, she's just posting some photos currently. But in future, once she reached to up to certain billion followers, then we can collaborate with B2B and do marketing with that. So that AI influencer part. And other one is virtual try-on. So for the clothing brand, like if I'm a small startup, so to have good photos of my clothes, I need to hire some model and all, do spending on photo shoots and all. So it's costly, right? To prevent that cost, we have virtual try-on. Just need to upload one photo of person and upload your garment photo, and we will combine that for you. So it's end-to-end generation technology. It's not like you are replacing the clothes. It's end-to-end generation technology with the virtual try-on. So to whom we are targeting? We are targeting individual person who want to create a super realistic photos of them, and fashion brands who want to have virtual try-on for this product. But our vision is to create an end-to-end content creation pipeline. Like just give a prompt what kind of video you want, and then it will generate a straightforward video for you. Like you might heard of Varun Maya, who generate AI videos for him. But why to limit a single person with that kind of technology? Why don't we all can do it, right?
Okay. Considering our market overview, we can target the fashion brands. The global fashion market is about 1.78 trillion market. And considering their marketing spend of 1%, we can consider that it's like 17.8 million market. And it's a global market. And if we consider the influencers market, the influencer market is almost about $24 billion. And if we like we create models for ourselves as AI influencers, or for influencers or models, which can replace our model in marketing campaigns. Rather than hiring a model, I can create my own custom model, which will represent my brand, and it's my own identity, that brand's identity. So we do not need to pay to the person as a recurring cost. And the brand creation potential, like if we create our influencers and all, then we can create any brands and we can collaborate with them, and we can create our own brands too. That's a huge market if we create that much reach in the social media platforms and all. So currently, we are our business model works like a D2C and B2B. So D2C is like for the influencers or individuals. Individuals like I, as a person, if I want super realistic photos, which I can post on my social platform and all. Because today's generation needs a social validation, like yes, I go to trips and all. So for that thing, they can use AI photo shoot. And for influencers to have a daily engagement, they can use this platform. And B2B platforms like fashion brands and any marketing campaigns, they can use their models. And for fashion brands, we provide like virtual try-on. Like if we go to the market, 1,000 rupees per article is the cost for modeling and photo shoot. And we reduce it lesser than the 100 rupees only. So it's like 90% cost reduction for the fashion brands. And brand partnership is with our AI influencers. If they want to showcase their brands with our influencers, then we can collaborate with them too. Our revenue model works like we charge on the pay-per-use model for the model generation and image generation. And also for enterprise, for customization, we cost a little bit more because we generate the images for them. Today, our model is ready. We are online, and we are ready to sell. We are just operating from last 2 months, and now we want your mentorship and support to help us in scale and entering in a new market, because this market is not yet exploded. So we want your mentorship for that thing. Thank you.
This AI photo shoot, there's so many apps.
Yes.
You go there and you put pictures, so many tools, right? The virtual AI influencer, again, There's a bunch of apps and bunch of startups who tried to do that and they failed, right? And the virtual trial room, there is try and buy. You go and check out. They're working with Amazon, etc. And then three things you're trying to do together. Then you're doing D2C. Then you're doing B2B. Don't you think you're trying to do too many things?
Sir, for this point, like there are many apps, I agree on that. But if you look at the specific things, like I want to create a virtual influencer, but I want clothes on it of my brand. I want to create a photo shoot, but now once I have good photos of me in specific posts, now I want to create a video out of it. Like there are many things that we need to be done, and we have thousands of different platforms which does that thing. So why don't we have a single platform where you can do all of those things? Like you can generate a photo, you can generate a video with that photo. If you want to add some cloth on it, you can do it over here as well.
My question is D2C, no? Like ask anyone, they'll go to Google or free apps on iStore, right? Just download, put the picture immediately, nobody will pay.
So
the Indian customers who are not accustomed to subscription for such tools, correct? Only thing can work out is B2B, which I think so, right? D2C is very, very tough. Last year's like lot of influencer marketing platform raised funding, but they couldn't scale because monetization is very difficult in this space, especially D2C side. Now B2B also, if you work with branding agencies or marketing agencies, they may hire you, right? But then virtual trial room, again, every big e-commerce player have their own virtual trial room. If you know that, Myntra has, Jabong has, all that thing, right? So how do you sustain, how do you scale, and at this level, right? What's your current revenue? How are you doing it? Just if you can answer all those questions.
Okay, now India have like one startup for fashion daily, and they do not have money to showcase their clothes with the new ideas, with models and hiring a photographer, model, studio cost. It is a huge cost. So they can use our service at a very low cost because we provide our per image cost is 25 rupees. So if we compare with the actual model and photography cost, it is much cheaper for them to showcase their clothes and also they can create their model like some traits. Some clothes are from Indian, Asian. That's the thing we can provide. Also, for the yes, D2C space is quite hard, but we can show you the images our platform creates. When we go to some free websites, they just swap our face, attach a new body, or do something like that. But on our platform, we generate a custom model completely for you. So they know, the model knows how your posture is, how your hairstyle, and the realistic touch which our model gives. No one can specify that it's AI or it's real. We can show you the images. And currently we are trying to collaborate with some fashion brands who wants to showcase their clothes on their websites or have a photo shoot with their clothes. We are currently looking for them for starting our revenue, and we are operating from last 2 months. So currently, after development, we have 10 active users now, which are in our network, and they are using for their own image generations. And we are not yet have that active marketing started, but in coming 1 month, we will collaborate with a lot of fashion brands. And also in yesterday, we got some fashion brands who want to reduce their cost on the photo shoot and all. So if it all goes good, we can collaborate with them on.
Like you can see the clarity of the photos and all.
The photos are good, but again, same concern ki if this app is not there, there are multiple options for people, right? Like one of the things that we look at in every startup is what is something new they're doing and how better it is from whatever exists. Because if you're not there in the market and I can just use anything else and maybe the difference in pictures is only 5% or whatever, then it means you're not solving a big enough problem. You haven't identified a big enough market gap. That is one thing that is concerning for us. Dusra, do you have any background in terms of, let's say, reaching out to these D2C brands? Have any idea ki a marketing influencer world, how does it work? Because like he said, there are three verticals. All three verticals have a different audience for it, right? So which one would you focus on? You know, you have to think of it like building a business. Like where is it from where your revenue will come? These 10 people, are they willing to pay you? Because free में तो सब use कर लेते हैं. ठीक है ना, फ्री में यूज़ करना इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम, आपको मिल जाएंगे यूज़र, पे कौन कर रहा है? सो ऑल ऑफ दोज थिंग्स हैव यू थॉट अबाउट?
Yes, ma'am. For the like, what is difference? So, like currently जो platforms है, तो वो सब एक साथ नहीं provide करते. Like they are offering different kinds of services, but they are not combined together with a single pipeline that you can just give a prompt and have.
Maybe they don't need combining from day one. That's why.
Okay. And also, there is one more thing for the photo generation part. Like, they are free, agree on that, but they are not personalized to your face. And if they are, like, there are some people like who told me like there are Instagram bots who generate this thing. They are like cutting your face and pasting over there. It's not end-to-end generation. So our platform provides end-to-end generation and with that level of quality. So this is our photo shoot, like, based upon that.
To you, identify 5 key players who can, like clients, who can pay you, and identify their pain problems. Where are they not able to solve this problem? Okay, and co-build your product according to their pain problem, and then develop your product like MVP. Okay, because if you go out and you don't know whether that problem exists or not, okay, whether this solution is required or not, right? And then what you can do different from what others are not able to do. Then you'll be able to identify a very niche problem which only you are able to scale. I'm happy to mentor you on this side, but I guess you're trying to do too many things which may not work at this stage right now. Okay, and very difficult market to scale and penetrate and even raise funds as well.
Yes, sir. Sir, for the like what we are focusing currently, like we have the platform with us. Like you can use, if you are a single user, you can use one. If you want a B2B wala thing, then you can. We are communicating with different brands on that. Like we will generate for you, but we are charging little more on that. Like if you are user, then you can use. The platform is there. There is nothing, no need of any mentorship from us for that. But if you want us to do for you, then we are providing accordingly services. What, sir?
Okay. Okay.
So he's offering free mentorship, and you need to have some revenue traction. So maybe you are right and you can do it, but he will do free mentorship. So check के बिना आपको एक investor मिल गया है, ठीक है ना? तो बिना check के साथ photo तो खिंचवा ले. अरे you are a mentor. Why? They have. I am your mentor, you are their mentor, so it's double whammy for them.
So I have a two inputs. Have you looked at this company called Future Studios? So they're a portfolio company of ours, and what you're trying to do, they were very generous in their comments. I'll be just very brutal that you will absolutely fail if you do all these things together. Right? Because Future Studios is one company which is built out an AI influencer which has 300K, 400K followers. तो ही वो brands चाहेंगी कि हम आपके influencer को use करें. You are saying I'll do multiple of these so the brands can help. But developing each AI influencer takes a lot of time. Yes. Right? So you should go look at Future Studios. They're doing that. And there's another company called Filter Pixel, which is in the space of segmenting, right? It's portfolio company. And they segment not AI generated pictures, but they'll soon get into that. They're getting into, they're picking out the best pictures through AI from a repository of, let's say, 1,000, 2,000, right? So there are, as he rightly said, there are many solutions. You've picked up a nice idea because this line is picking up. But till the time you're focused on a given vertical, this will be very difficult to scale. So just keep that in mind.
Yes,
and keep conversing with them.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Sir, we are very happy to have you on board. Yeah.
अब तो फोटो खिंचवानी पड़ेगी. लाओ भाई.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
I think we can definitely say that their energy impressed the investors, and that's why Rohit sir is in as a mentor.
Our next startup is from the healthcare industry. It is Cosnosis, founded by Mrs. Jilma. Cosnosis is revolutionizing healthcare with its innovative technology of CAN-SCAN. Can we have Mrs. Jilma?
Let's welcome her.
Shall I start? The moment I step in, shall I start?
sir. AC कम करो थोड़ी.
Hello. Good afternoon, distinguished judges. Good afternoon, everyone. So let's say I have to, identify these two fruits when I'm blindfolded. What do? I smell, and it is quite different. Now imagine if I have to do this to detect diseases. It's very easy, right? So hi, everyone. I'm Jilma Perungat, founder and CEO of Cosnosis. In Cosnosis, we are revolutionizing healthcare by detecting diseases just by smelling. So our vision is to make disease detection as simple as possible. So the problem which we are solving is that of breast cancer mortality. We know breast cancer is a huge issue. If it is detected at stage 1, there is 100% chances of survival. But 1 out of 2 women with breast cancer is dying, mainly because the current technologies are not enough. It's not able to detect cancer early, accurately, and it is not accessible to everybody. So introducing CAN-SCAN, it is a revolutionizing device for detecting breast cancer. It is accurate, so we'll be able to detect cancer as early as stage 1. It is accessible because it is affordable. So what is CAN-SCAN? CAN-SCAN is a high-tech version of your nose. So using CAN-SCAN, it is very, very accurate and very sensitive that it can get the smell of cancer. So how does this happen? Now imagine one of this fruit is rotten. The smell changes, right? So that is what is happening in our body as well. When there is cancer, the normal breast smells in a different way. And when there is cancer, the breast cells starts growing at a very high rate. And the smell becomes very, very high. So our device will be able to detect that difference just by using exhaled breath. So one person has to breathe into the device. Our device will smell. So how does it smell? Using our revolutionary sensor technology and machine learning algorithm. And using this, it will be able to detect cancer, breast cancer, as early as stage 1. So how does this change the entire breast cancer screening scenario? We'll be able to detect cancer, breast cancer, as early as stage 1 with 95% accuracy. And if cancer is detected at stage 1, it is easier for doctor to treat this cancer, and thus we'll be able to save millions of lives every year. We have an unparalleled detection capability from our clinical trials, which is ongoing in many hospitals in Pune. We have more than 95% accuracy compared to traditional techniques like mammography and ultrasonography, which has accuracy of less than 80%. we'll be able to detect cancer as early as stage 1, and when the cancer is, minute, like zero 0.8 centimeter big. So our market is huge market of around 7.1 billion rupees. And our target market will be hospitals, diagnostic centers, and government screening programs. And this growth will be driven by increasing number of cases and demand for early detection. Now, we'll be generating revenue through our sales of the device, which will be around 6.5 lakhs, and also from consumable sales, which will be 300 per test. And our competition, there are no competitors in India. We'll be first to market. And the other competition is from breathalyzers that is being developed in UK, US, and other countries. And there, it's not very accessible or affordable because it is very difficult to operate these devices, breathalyzers, which is developed outside India. So we are very accurate. Our device cost is 1/10 of what our competitors will be offering for. And we'll be able to give rapid results and ease of use. So we don't require a big, a radiologist or a trained doctor to interpret the results. So we'll be targeting hospitals and big hospitals through KOL engagement. And we are targeting a financial projection of 1,000 crore revenue in 5 years' time. And currently, we are raising around 2 crores bridge round, which will be used for pilot sales and getting the regulatory approvals for our marketing. And this is our team. I'm a biomedical engineer with 10 years of experience. Suman is a software engineer with 20 years of experience. And Ankita is a finance person. And we are also backed by stalwarts and luminaries in the respective field. So we started in 2017, and currently we'll be launching in 2025. And thank you so much. I hope that you will support us in this journey of changing healthcare diagnostics.
When you say breath analyzer which can detect chemical compounds, how does it work?
So basically, our cells, there is a lot of metabolism that is happening in our cell. And the last byproduct of metabolism is a volatile organic compound, like acetone or ethanol. So we are detecting compounds which comes in this category, but it will be in very minute levels. So, it will be different in a normal cell, and it will be different in a cancer cell. So we are looking at the concentration changes.
And when you say 95% accuracy, how you're able to come up with that number? How many patients you tested it?
Yes, sir. So we have tested more than 150 patients so far, and from that, the accuracy is determined. So we have done trials in Sahyadri Hospital, TGH Hospital, Life Point Hospital.
The underlying technology in the hardware, right?
Yeah.
What is it?
It is a sensor. We have an array of sensors which will be particularly detecting a class of compounds in the exhaled breath.
And how do you train? Like, there'll be training of...
Yes, so we have trained using exhaled breath from breast cancer patients and healthy people.
Is there any original research on this?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
You haven't quoted any research?
Yes.
That is what matters in product.
Yes, ma'am.
Patent is on that particular thing.
Yeah, so this technology, people have been developing this for past 30 years. And
who are those people?
It's a company in UK called Owlstone. They are currently in the market also, but they are specifically targeting to pharma and academic customers. And there is another company called Mensana from US, Breath Biomedical from, again, US, and Enos from Netherlands.
Okay, so what stage are you at today?
We are currently at the CDSO regulatory phase. So we are currently in the ISO. We are trying to get our ISO certification.
This is your India patent, right?
Yes, yeah. No, we have filed for patent in India, US, and Europe.
And how much you spent for that already?
Somewhere around 15 lakhs.
Okay.
Have you received any grants?
Yes, we started our journey with BIRAC's BIG funding, and till 2023 we were supported only by grants, and in 2023 we had a investor.
Nirama is using AI and thermal analytics.
Yeah, it's a thermal imaging.
So the breathe thing and the thermal imaging, which one is better, and how? Like, do you have any resources or case studies that this is better and this is not?
Yes, so currently breath-based is very easy. So it is easier to convince a patient to go do a breath analysis rather than a thermal imaging, because then they again have to remove their clothes. So that is a little bit causes a stigma, and that actually hinders a patient from getting a breast cancer screening done.
Is that a fact?
Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
okay.
Yes, yes.
So your company was registered, formulated in 2020?
2017, yes.
17.
Yes.
So what were you doing from 17 to 20?
So 17, we just had an idea in paper. Then we developed the proof of concept using the BIG grant. Then we developed a prototype, MVP trials were done, and currently we are, about to enter market.
So this is a private limited company?
It's a private limited company.
Since 2017?
Yes. So currently we have our incubator, which is Venture Center in Pune, and then we are also supported by Chellaram Hospital.
Do you have any validation from any field experts, big doctors, big hospitals?
Yes,
something
so
like
our principal investigator is Dr. Shona Nag, who's top oncologist in India, and Dr. Rakesh Neve. So, the trials which we have done is under the guidance of our principal investigators.
And after this 2 crore, what exactly would this be used for?
Ma'am, we, to get the clinical, to get the regulatory licenses, CDSU
As a
license.
medical device?
Pardon?
As a medical device?
Yeah, as a medical device, we have to get the CDSU approval to start marketing the device. So currently, we are looking to get that, approval from the CDSU as well as do a pilot sales.
So is this device going to be used only for breast cancer or any kind of cancer?
Yeah, so this is a platform technology. Currently, we have developed it for detecting breast cancer alone. And just by changing the sensors, we can detect other diseases, other cancers as well. That is in the pipeline in future.
Where did you get these patients, these 150 people that you...
Yes, ma'am. So that is in and across Pune, different hospitals, Sahyadri, LifePoint, TGH, and other hospitals as well.
So, you understand Hindi, right?
Yes, yes.
मैं पढ़ा लिखा थोड़ा कम हूँ. The breath comes from the lungs, right?
Yes.
तो फिर वो breast cancer or lung, why not lung cancer and why breast cancer?
Yes, sir. So lung cancer, there were a lot of companies who are already working in lung cancer.
With the breath analyzer?
Yes, breath
So how
analyzer.
does that matter?
No, sir. So I, being a woman, I understand.
No, I understand your reasons for it. मेरा समझ में ये नहीं आ रहा है कि breast cancer से पहले तो lung cancer मालूम पड़ जाएगा ना?
Yes, sir. No, so
नहीं,
yeah,
हाँ. You
no,
explain,
lung
explain
cancer, yes,
how
sir.
does breath tell you that मेरे को breast
Yes.
cancer है?
Yes, sir.
What is the sensor working on?
Yeah, so basically, sir, we are looking at chemical compounds, which is the last product
Which
of
comes through blood circulation
yes,
from
yes.
the
So,
lungs and comes.
yes. So what happens is when there is breast cancer, the cells start growing and the chemicals are released into the bloodstream. And from the bloodstream, it comes into the lungs, and from the lungs, it is exhaled out.
Very good. मेरे को भी ये लग रहा था आप यही बोलेंगी तो इसमें फिर सारे कैंसर ही आने चाहिए.
हाँ, sir. So
तो फिर why breast cancer
so
alone?
the compounds are different. So when I'm breathing, there are 3,000 compounds that is coming out of my breath.
So the compound
I'm
that comes into the blood because of breast cancer is different from a
Yes.
compound that comes out of liver cancer?
Yes, yes. Because the organs are different.
And the
Breast-
compound is
yes,
different.
compounds are different.
And what the sensor does is the chemical study through breath.
Yes.
We'll
And
see
कोई
again.
garlic और प्याज खा के बैठा तो भी आ जाएगा.
Yes, yes, because it is different. The compounds are different.
So again,
So if you eat garlic, it will be sulfur compounds that will be
I'm
there.
just kidding. But
Yeah.
and what are you raising this money? What valuation are you raising this money?
Sir, currently we are looking at 40 crore valuation.
And how have you arrived at that number?
Sir, because we are closer to market, I mean, and we already have a valuation from past.
that's
last,
not a good
last.
reason.
No, but take it. I know
it is
you are. Your
market-
degrees
market
tell me
driven.
that you are not a investment. You don't understand the maths of the investment. But fair enough.
Sir, this is a very research-intensive, field to develop our own sensors. So it is developed by us in our lab, and validating the sensors have taken a long time. Then
You have IP
device-
now on this?
Pardon?
Patents?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So, yeah,
It's applied
patents
for.
are in the final stages of, getting
ये
granted.
तुम लोग 7-8 साल का क्यों पूछ रहे हो? अगली की इच्छा है वो पार्ट टाइम काम करी थी पहले 4 साल. मतलब कितना तुम सवाल में
No, no,
यूजलेस
sir.
सवाल
So,
करते हो? आज क्या है वो पूछो ना.
technology development. So you can think like 5 years it takes to get a PhD. So that, all that research we have done in our own.
PhD, who's,
No,
what do you?
what I'm saying is any research from, ground level, if you have to bring it up to a stage where you
नहीं,
can.
वो तो we know, but this is not your original research. No? That was the first question I
No,
asked.
it is my original research, ma'am.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So you should tag that research
Yes,
in
yes,
the
yeah.
presentation next
Yes.
time, because that is crucial. I
Yes.
mean, hardware is not the complex part. The research underlying the
Yeah.
entire product is the crucial part.
Yes.
That you should have said
Yes,
like
yes.
from the get-go.
Yes, yes, sure, ma'am.
When was the last round and at what valuation?
So it was in 2023, and it was at a valuation of 12.5 crore post money.
Who was the investor? The hospital?
Yeah, hospital as well as incubator.
Both of them?
Yeah.
And you raised how much?
2 crores.
2 crores. ठीक है.
We'll need
I would like to look at it.
More
Yeah,
details and then we'll take it forward.
Bhavna?
I think.
सब photo खिंचवाएंगे ना? So I think we will all like to look into it and divide. Very good.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody.
थोड़ा बड़ा चेक लाओ ना, 5 जिन्हें लगाएंगे पैसे. तो 3-4 चेक ले आओ.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think this is too little. वो तो.
Yes, so this is just a bridge round, sir. Then we are looking at manufacturing, setting our own manufacturing facility in Pune itself.
Good, good. लाओ भाई लाओ. सबको खड़ा होना है. सब खड़े हो.
Thank you so much, sir. So generous of you.
Can we have a round of applause for that pitch and even better outcome?
Thank you.
Now, we call upon Mr. Aditya Dengre, founder of Denix Devices. They specialize in turning innovative ideas into reality by designing and developing products from scratch. Let's welcome him.
Okay, this is next. This is previous. Hello, my name is Aditya. I am from Denix Devices here. I am the founder. And we are into indigenous electronic solutions, designing, developing, manufacturing, and also globally sourcing components. So we started at 2021, September, and the very next project was electronics muscle stimulation system for us. And then we made a strategic alliance with one harness manufacturer to, they were actively involved in defense supplies. So we got that orders from there to make PCBs for them. Last year, we just turned to private limited company. And this year, we have upgraded ourselves to be an PCBA manufacturer rather than just a prototype manufacturer. So right now, the situation is when any SME wants to create a new product, the electronics becomes an hurdle for them. Just because there are it is a stiff curve to learn or adopt the systems into their company, existing company. And the other option is to get these things outsourced at some countries like China or Vietnam or like that. But again, in there, when you do such a thing, there are many import hurdles. Basically, technology dependency is there. You don't know when or how your technology will get leaked, when or how the supplier denies to give you the supply and all those things. The other thing is basically people try to keep themselves away from electronics development is because of investment and trials and errors required for that. So we come up with the solution, the complete electronics design development services, along with electronics manufacturing services, and globally sourcing the components as per the customer's requirement. We have currently developed many prototypes and serving to many customers, mainly into defense. This is our revenue for last 4 years. And just last year, we got our certification from NABL for our PCBs, and we got our business chunk from defense. And that's how we are having this uprise in revenue. This is our projection for next 4 years. Within next 4 years, we have targeted to reach at least 7.5 crore. So revenue breakdown is 60% coming from defense, 22% is coming from 22% coming from off-road equipments, construction equipments, and 18% coming from agriculture. So we student groups, startups, medium scale, large scale industries, all are in our clienteles. Our ask is 3 crores at the valuation of 30 crores. That's all.
What are you doing
Any questions,
different in what are you doing different which is not everybody else is doing?
Sir, basically integration is not there. Many small scale industry or many small scale setups do provide only designing or only manufacturing, or many a times they don't go for value addition services also. For the value addition, we support our customers with technical representation to their customers or their clienteles, basically. So that is additionally out there.
इस साल का रेवेन्यू 1 करोड़ है
सर अबाउट
और
टारगेटेड 1 CR है ऑलरेडी वी हैव डन
2-3 साल में 7 करोड़ या कुछ था मैंने देखा
2-3
प्रोजेक्शंस में इट विल बी हाउ मच इन हाउ मेनी इयर्स
within 4 years is the as per the our calculation
it will be about 7 crores.
7 crores.
So what bothers me or surprises me is that into a space which is customizing, B2B, enterprise, you're raising 3 crores and still doing only 7 crores in 4 years. It doesn't make mathematical sense.
Just give me a moment. 7 crore projection is before getting funded.
7 crores without being funded.
Without
so
being
what
funded.
will happen with funding?
Sir, it will be within 4 years, it will be around about 70.
But what will change with 3 crores?
Sir, 3 crores में मेरा टीम साइज चेंज हो जाएगा एंड मेरा जो सेटअप है उसमें
तो आपके कहने का मतलब है ऑर्डर की और काम की कमी नहीं है, पैसे की कमी है, तो बैंक से क्यों नहीं लेते हैं?
Sir, that is because I don't know the way to convince banks.
Collateral.
No, sir. No, I don't have that much of resources.
Collateral पे देगा ना बैंक 3 करोड़. Or in rather than giving equity to people, idiots like us, get a partner who has collateral just for is to give him 5-10% and repay the loan and get the money back, and you'll keep all the equity and make more money. फॉर एग्जाम्पल किसी के पास अगर 2 करोड़ की लैंड है, उसको कोलैटरल दो, उसको उसके बदले में 10% मुनाफा दो, 3 करोड़ बैंक से लो उसको मॉर्गेज करके, 70 करोड़ करो, 8 करोड़ कमाओ, उसको 1 करोड़ एक्स्ट्रा दो, उसका लोन भी पूरा और वो भी पूरा.
सर इसमें क्या होगा ना, सिर्फ मेरे पास पैसा आएगा, मनी आएगा, बट जो एक्सपीरियंस रहता है बिजनेस करने का और बाकी
वो तो आप स्टाफ रखोगे ना, टॉप मैनेजमेंट आपकी, हमको थोड़ा ना आइडिया आप क्या कर रहे हो. See, हम तो आपको राय दे रहे हैं. Because see, your model is not investable.
Okay.
It is a debt model, if at all.
Okay.
And you can scale up. And I would rather have a strategic partner who has knowledge and collateral and can invest money. It is a better option for you. That is why मैं आपको घुमा के इसीलिए समझने के बाद यहीं पे इसीलिए लेके आया हूँ.
Okay.
Think about it. ठीक है.
Right.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Are you ready for a small check?
Yeah.
25 lakh.
Against
equity, whatever equity that
लेकिन
we negotiated.
मैं सुन लो क्या जवाब देते हैं आप. हाँ बोलो बोलो.
सुनने दो ना भाई उसके.
सर इक्विटी के अगेंस्ट, लेकिन आप at what valuation you are considering?
नेगोशिएट करेंगे, जो भी आपको पैसे चाहिए, स्ट्रेटेजिकल इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहिए, तो उसके लिए we are good to go.
Okay, we can discuss.
Okay.
अरे लेकिन आप 25 लाख से 3.25 करोड़ कहाँ से लेके आओगे?
सर इट्स नॉट अबाउट ओनली लाइक
पार्टनर लाएगा भाई.
अरे मैं हेलो, मैं मेंटर कर रहा हूँ फ्री में. आप मेरे को आप क्यों 25 लाख के लिए हाँ कर रहे हो? आप 3.25 करोड़ का बोलो. 25 लाख तब लूंगा जब 3.25 करोड़ आएंगे तब.
वो तो आप लोग आगे
नहीं, ये तो यहीं गाड़ी यहीं रुक गई, इसके आगे आया ही नहीं रेलवे स्टेशन से.
देखो सर क्या है कि मेरे को
नहीं बट सुशील, what is the point of giving 25 lakhs if he can't secure 2.75?
I feel is he needs a lot of the way he has created a presentation, the way he has created things, he needs a lot of mentoring in the floor.
And you are paying to be a mentor?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Sir, we are known as a
Sir, to be honest, this is
my first time. Check लाया जाए.
So the Marwadi Catalyst punchline is we are mentors with skin in the game. So I think that's where I would like to play.
Check लेके आया जाए. मुझे लगता है कि कोई फोटो भी खिंचवाने में मजा आ रहा है किसी.
Right, sir. This is.
चलिए जी.
Congratulations to Denix Devices.
Up next, we have Mr. Vivat Rangari representing Koira, an innovative AI and 5G powered music ecosystem. Get ready to be amazed.
Hi everyone, my name is Vivat Rangari and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Koira, a music tech company that is going to redefine the future of the music industry. Hello investors, today I'm here to raise 50 lakh rupees at a pre-money floor valuation of 35.45 CR. The music industry currently is trapped with outdated systems. In India, almost all the industries are digitized and revolutionized using technologies. But the music industry is still outdated. If you want to collaborate with a musician remotely, you face latencies of around 50 to 100 milliseconds, because of which real-time music creation is not possible. If you come up with a great musical idea, it's really difficult to convert that idea into a commercial quality product which is ready to go out on Spotify and Apple Music. There are more than 50 million creators out here in India. Only 2% of them have their music on Spotify or Apple Music or any other commercial music platform. And apart from that, there is no digital music infrastructure for the music industry. So if you want to book musicians, producers, or studios, even in cities like Pune or Mumbai, it's very difficult. You have to go through a very long process. Through Koira, we're building a one-stop solution for the music industry, which is powered by AI and 5G, where technology meets creativity, empowering the future of music. Through our solution, we provide three major features. Number one, an ultra-low latency remote jamming service, which works on 5G edge computing technology for the musicians to jam as well as broadcast their performance remotely. We have a mobile app which helps you book musicians, studios, and producers around you, and proprietary AI models which can help you produce the first draft of your music track within seconds just with a text prompt. The AI and 5G is a technology which is completely transforming the music industry. And we have seen in the past year that many of the musicians from the music community have started adopting these technologies. Our business model is a mix of subscription-based revenue, commission-based revenue, and revenue coming from direct sales. We charge a subscription of around $15 a month for AI-assisted music production and ultra-low latency jamming, and a commission of 10 to 25% from studio partners who get access to the partner app and get access to the marketplace. Also, we have a direct sales model where which is for enterprises, wherein we provide custom music production services, sonic branding solutions, as well as custom AI model development. The music industry globally is growing at a great pace. It is projected by 2027, we will be at $64 billion, and we aim to capture 1.5% of this thriving market, which is a billion-dollar opportunity. So far, we have 200 plus studio partners all over India. We are currently operational in 13 plus cities. We have 12,000 plus downloads all over India. In Q2 2024, we saw a revenue jump of 4x, and currently our monthly MRR is 10,000 plus US dollars. These are some of our achievements. We were winners at Dr. Ambedkar Entrepreneurship League, which was by Government of India. We were winners at the Global Startup Program at Sushi Tech Tokyo last summer, and we are amongst the top 20 startups at Seed Spark program, which was by Stanford University. These are some of our competitors, and the way we differentiate ourselves is that we are tailor-made for the Indian market. We are making sure that we capture the dreams of the creators out here, and we are a one-stop solution, so you don't have to go elsewhere for any of the music requirements. This is a little bit about our team. Myself, Vivat, I have 5+ years of experience in music production. My co-founder, Tanmay, is from company Book My Show, Pragati from Porter.com, Professor Abir Dey from Computer Science Department of IIT Bombay as an AI research advisor, and Yoichi Ito, who is our mentor and advisor from Tokyo. Now, I would want to show you the vision for our company for 2025, as the theme of this event is Voyage of Visionaries. Please play the video.
Leaves creators jobless.
AI has breached the front lines of the music industry.
Artificial intelligence in the music industry, harmonious or harmful?
Thank you so much. I'm open for questions.
Was this music created by your?
The composition is done using AI, but what we believe in is that it's very difficult for the musicians community to adapt AI completely. So what we propose is a combination of AI plus human creativity, which we call as artistic intelligence.
Your this teaser music was totally AI or a combination of the two?
A combination of the two.
So you are the music director for that?
I'm a music producer, yeah.
And
Yes.
so you're part of that,
Yes.
this thing?
Yes.
Nice.
It's a good video.
Thank you so much.
Tell me a little bit more about this revenue jump you said, no? 4x ho gaya.
Yes.
What changed?
So initially, we just started off in Mumbai in the month of February 2024. And at that time, we just had like 50 music studio partners who were utilizing our offerings. So that was like, we kind of trying to reach a PMF stage during this launch. But then after that, we grew our team size and started operating in almost 13 cities. So that's how the revenue jump happened. And our technologies, the way we have built it is highly scalable. So we can launch one city every month as we move forward.
What are the accelerators who invested in you?
Sorry?
What are the accelerators who invested in you?
Yeah, there are two accelerators who have invested. One is MAL 5G Accelerator, which is a startup accelerator based in the Silicon Valley. And MediaTek, we are part of MediaTek acceleration program of CIE IIIT Hyderabad.
And what's your background?
I'm a chemical engineer by education from VNIT Nagpur. And after that, my passion towards music made me get a certificate in electronic music production from School of Audio Engineering. After that, I've freelanced in the music industry for 5 years as a music producer.
Tell me a little bit more about this whole, like how many paid subscribers are there, or I want to see like 10K you've reached now?
Yes, MRR, 10K
So
MRR.
this year, what are you projecting?
So this year we'll be projecting, like for 24, 25, we'll be projecting around, you can say, $100,000 in revenue.
Is it a rough number or there's some calculation?
There's some calculation supporting it, yeah.
Split the revenue across 3 streams, commission, subscription.
Current or projected?
This
Projected only, na,
100K.
Yeah.
How much is MRR in terms of subscription? How much is percentage of commission?
Subscriptions would be around 25 to 30% because we are launching in fall 25, which will be around August or September. And
No, currently.
Yeah, currently, if you talk about, we don't have our subscriptions live
Where is
yet.
the revenue coming from? You selling music?
No, the commissions from our bookings through the app. Yeah, this is B2C.
So basically, if a musician creates music on your app through the AI-enabled app with his own or her own creativity, if a music producer buys it, you get 10 to 15%.
No, so the AI-assisted music production is a subscription service. The commission is earned when somebody books a studio or a musician or a music production service through our mobile application. So,
this is the studios, you mean, the
yes,
recording studios?
they are recording studios.
So why are you doing that, just to get through this phase?
No, actually, if you talk about all the AI music tech companies all over the world, they are able to generate music, okay? But there is no next step. What to do after generating music, right? You will ultimately land up in a studio to record it in your own voice or record some instrumentalists on top of it, right? The other companies out there in the world are selling AI music as a product, but what we are selling is AI-assisted music as a product.
How many cities do you have studios in?
13 cities now.
And how are you expand? They're coming on board on their own, or you're adding them? What is the?
Yeah, that's like initially in Mumbai, we had to go and visit every studio by ourselves and introduce our product. But later on now, we are doing virtual onboardings for all the studios all over the city, all other cities. How they are coming on board, almost 90% of them are approached by us, 10% of them coming through word of mouth.
And who's the investor?
So we have almost 3 major investors on board. MAL 5G Accelerator, as I mentioned, invested in us at the pre-seed round. After that, we got incubated with Sign IIT Bombay. So they are the incubators supporting us. And we have recently received some angel investment from Japan, which was around 1.25 CR.
Wow.
Yes.
Any commits from India, industry, music industry, say any support or any connect so far?
As of now, not from the Indian market, but there are investors globally who are loving our story so far. So we are currently in talks with 2 major players for partnerships. One is Faith Group of Companies, which is a leading record label in Japan, and Google for, the partnerships talk are going in such a way so that once you find any music studio around on Google Maps, we'll be the only booking partner onboarded with Google Maps for transacting the transaction.
With the team, other than you? The other co-founders?
Yeah, I have my co-founders Tanmay and Pragati.
Their background, I meant.
Tanmay has a broad background in product design. He has worked with companies like M-Swipe and Book My Show. My another co-founder, Pragati, she is an MBA in marketing. She has worked with companies like nobroker.com and currently working with Porter.
So right now you're making revenue only through studios. The product or the AI which we have built, it is still in the launch phase, correct?
Yeah, we have some early traction on the AI phase, wherein I can give you some numbers on that front. We tried to sell our AI-generated music to close to 100 customers.
That's
who are
what you
already-
plan to do, the AI generated music you want to sell.
Yeah. But then some metrics on that front are that 70 rupees is something which we require to generate every AI music generated track, and we are able to sell it at around 10 to 15,000 rupees. As a package, which includes a studio service as well as a mixing mastering service where a human engineer is involved to craft the product.
So you're raising 1.2 crore at what valuation?
35.
35
crores.
pre-money.
Yeah, pre-money.
Just why 150K? Why? Because you already raised the similar round earlier.
Yes. So right now we have one institutional investor, Sidby, who is joining the round. We have recently, just last week, we have signed the term sheet.
How much are they
this
giving?
is, sorry?
How much are they committing?
50 lakhs. They've already committed, yeah.
So you just need like 2 crores. Like
Yeah,
you're
this is a
raising
bridge round before we, actually raise money from a VC, because some of the product development is pending, as you know that we are launching in fall 25. So, before we go for a larger round with VC, we want to finish our product development with this money which we are
And
raising.
the product and tools which you are developing, you will be selling it across the globe, US and Japan.
Across the globe, yeah. So we already have a good, because we were winners at the Global Sushi Tech Awards, we already have some access for the Japanese market. Our pre-seed investor is from the US, so we already have access there as well. In fact, we also have one studio from LA which is onboarded with our platform. And apart from that, we are also supported virtually by Istanbul Technical University for the European and Middle East region. The registration of the company is in Nagpur.
It's India?
Yeah, it's India, yeah.
Well, the valuation is too high, and my concern about the valuation also comes from the fact that right now the revenue that you showed is not tech revenue, right? I mean, tech तो use हुआ ही नहीं है आपका अभी.
Yeah,
सब
because-
studio booking का revenue
Yeah.
है, और उस पर the valuation you're asking is a valuation of a tech company.
Yeah.
So-
Because two of the major, you're correct, but two of the major products and the features which we are developing are R&D heavy, right? So building our own proprietary AI models, again, an R&D heavy project which we have. And apart from that, we are...
Well, my concern is there's no validation of the tech. That's what I'm saying. I understand the development part, but I'm
Yes.
talking about the validation. You develop something but you also parallelly need to show some sort of validation. Ki, I have some buyers, I have some strategic interest. Get me some quotes from music people industry, because what you said, AI music selling platforms in India are there, making revenue on it, where they generate proprietary music and they're making revenue from that, right?
Yeah.
Those people I have evaluated, and there are people from the industry who are very, very keen on buying their product.
Right.
I don't see that in your slide. And then I see the valuation, so that is not making sense to me. I understand the tech part, that development is heavy and all of that.
Right.
But I still want to see who is buying it.
Got
I
it.
appreciate the technology, but still,
Okay.
the business side I need to see.
So your question is that you want to understand who is actually our
I
primary
need
customer?
more validation from the industry people, because
Okay.
right now your revenue is a different vertical altogether, but it doesn't match the numbers that you're
Got it.
asking.
Perfect. All right. Any other questions?
This is everyone's opinion on the valuation.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
We wish Mr. Vivarth all the very best for his future goals.
Wow! Incredible startups grace the stage today with their electrifying pitches. Each presenter truly exhibited their unique vision, passion, and innovative ideas.
We would now have Mr. Chirag Tanna sir for the felicitation.
Mr. Chirag Tanna is the director of Ink ID, our innovation and IPR partner. We request him to kindly share his view with us.
Can we have a mic? So you need a mic, right? Yeah. So do you mind if I take this mic? Yeah. It's working. Just a second. Mic. मैं मेरा कैसे दूँ? स्टेज से ही माइक लिया मैंने.
Okay. Hello. Yeah. So great show, COAP, and thank you for inviting me. So first of all, thanks to all the investors. I think they are the proof in the pudding that all these startups are brewing, and this is a stage which shows right till the last degree of whether what is being built will go out into the market or not, whether they have the backing of investors or not, right? And so as an introduction, I run an intellectual property rights company called Ink ID. All of COAP's intellectual property rights goes through me. But having said that, I have been doing this for 20 years, and I've seen at least 2 or 3 life cycles of startups go from 0 to 100. Every life cycle is shorter than the past. So what used to take 10 years earlier on takes maybe 7 or 3 years right now, going from 0 to 100. The point that I'm trying to make here is, so as a company, we also get involved in commercialization, whatever we have protected for startups in the past. We have a Singaporean office where we try to get involved in investments if it comes from a strategic perspective, if we are able to commercialize them in ASEAN countries where we have access. But the simple one point that I want to make is, so at the stage where this country is or where the earth is, we have seen at least 4 pivotal points. One, let's say for India, pre-liberalization, post-liberalization, pre-internet, post-internet around the years 2000, pre-social media and post-social media around the years 2010. And this decade is marked by a very clear divide, which is not just India, but for the globe, pre-pandemic and post-pandemic. As a country, we are at a stage where IPs are being talked about. Of course, every investor asks for it, but that is what we are entering a stage where finally, after 75 years of independence, we will be moving from a developing economy towards a developed economy. And in my world, this is how I look at it, right? If you have, fights over properties and all will never start. But if fights over intangible assets, something that cannot be seen but is impactful, cannot be measured but can be valued. If those fights we have started having now, that means that we have stepped into the startings of a developed nation. That is my take on these things. Right? Yeah, with that, thank you very much, and we'll felicitate the.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightening words. Now, I would request Chirag, sir, to kindly felicitate our dignitaries. Mr. Sushil Sharma, sir. Mr. Rohit Bafna. Mr. Shashank Randev. Mr. Mahavir Pratap Sharma, and Bhavna Bhatnagar ma'am.
Can we have a huge round of applause for all the startups who have gained mentors of the highest order today?
Now, can I please request the investors to take a group photograph with our PSF secretary, Deep.
If any of the investor want to share something.
Okay. Before the group photograph, if any of you have any feedback to give or want to share anything about your experience. Sure.
So yeah, this has been my second time to Pitchers Valley. So again, I love the enthusiasm with which firstly, we get invited almost 1 year in advance. And also with the enthusiasm of, everyone, comes and listens to us. It's always great to address the different startups that come here from, outside Pune or just from Pune. This time also we had very interesting startups. I think we gave commitment to total 4 startups, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think 4 out of 9 is not bad
It's a
at
great
all.
number.
So
Can you
kudos
give it up
to the
for that?
team. So I mean, great work, and we would love to come here again. And thank you so
Sure, ma'am,
much.
sure. Anyone else would like to enlighten us?
I think good experience. This is my first time, and I'm also a Symbiosis alumni. So it's good
Great,
to
sir.
be back to, after like 8 years, I'm back to Pune. So I think, and I met interesting startups. Let's see what we do with the companies and we'll take it ahead. Thank you.
So I have already mentioned that COAP has contributed a lot in Marwadi Catalyst growth. And I've seen a lot of founders and the co-founders. So I think apart from pitching session, I have a suggestion to make here is that let's do a big event to find co-founders for multiple startups because we have a lot of talent. Sometimes we may not have an idea, but would like to join as a startup as a co-founder. So I think we need to have more workshops and then a big event, which is unique within itself. I think that's a big pain area for the startup ecosystem by and large, because when startup grows or when they start, they need a different kind of skills, and which is I think is the best combination in Pune, specifically in COEP. Thank you.
Sure, sir. We'll try to implement that.
Thank you so much for your valuable feedback. Now, I would request the investors to please take a group photograph with the PSF Secretary, Deep Gharia, Joint Secretary, Piyush Ladda, the Investor Relations team, and the whole backstage management team, along with the hosts. And the faculty advisor, Mr. P.S. Shinde.
Yes. Please. Some of you can come this side. with that, we come to the conclusion of another successful edition of the Pitchers Valley. We sincerely thank all those who have made this event possible, the Apex investors who came all the way here, the startups that presented today, and finally, our dear audience.
Until next time, keep dreaming and innovating relentlessly. And that was the successful edition, third edition of the Pitchers Valley. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next year.